Hello everyone, Xeno What If here. Bring in part 2 of What If Team RWBY and Sonic and friends were teleported into Red vs Blue universe. Link description of the fanfiction of this What If. Listen here YouTube. I do not own anything and this isn't a scam. Guns in Texas. Church and Kaikina are outside near Blue Base. They're having a conversation after her recent addition to the team. Church tries to introduce himself to Kaikina, and is showing her the base, as well as trying to get to know more about each other to understand the basics of what they do around here in the middle of the empty boxed canyon. Well, welcome to Blue Team. I guess we should give you some kind of orientation or something like that. So this is the this is the base here. This is the outside of the base. Inside's on the inside. Go through that door, right there. Get to the inside. There's a ramp over here. There's another one on the other side, it's kind of smaller, does the same thing though. It's got a basement. There's the middle part and there's the top part. Got some, blue flags here, on the outside. Those come in handy when you're, trying to identify the color of the base, it's blue. Anyway, that pretty much covers the base, so. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Church explained awkwardly to Kaikina, not knowing how to make conversation, or include any interesting topics of their team. Cool. Kaikina replied. I'm Church, I'm the leader, everybody looks up to me. Pretty much the only rule on the blue team for rookies is, don't kill the leader, that's me. Church said. That's it? Kaikina asked. That's it, Church replied. Sounds easy. Kaikina said nonchalantly. Yeah, well, we're still waiting for someone to follow that rule. Church was reminded of the many times Caboose would accidentally kill him without realizing. Hey Church. Church and Kaikina saw RWBY and Weiss who were walking towards them. Oh hey, you got 2 more girls like the ones at Red Team. Kaikina said ecstatically. I was beginning to worry there were not gonna be a lot of girls around this place, it was starting to feel more of a sausage fest in this neighborhood, and I like sausages. Wait what? Weiss said in confusion. Where the hell were you two? Church asked. Sorry, we were busy talking to our other teammates, Young and Blake, and how they're doing at Red Team. RWBY apologized. Did you gain any new info from them? Maybe something we can take advantage against the Reds? Church asked. Weiss sighed. For your information, it sounded like Red Team is just as ignorant as your team. All they did was fool around as usual, and getting nothing done. I'm starting to question if your teams can be considered military approved. Ow, so nothing new. Goddamn it, Church whined. What's wrong Church? RWBY asked. Nothing, don't worry about it. Church said to RWBY. So anyway, tell me about yourself, what's your training? Training, Kaikina said. Yeah, what have you been told so far? Church asked. Oh right, that's the base, and you're the leader, and I shouldn't kill you, ever. Kaikina repeated. Did I pass? No, I mean like what kind of military training do you have? Church said. Are you good with weapons? RWBY asked. That sounds violent. Kaikina replied. Any profession in handling any form of military operations? Weiss asked. I don't even know how that works. Kaikina said. Communications. Church asked. Say what? Kaikina asked. Both Church and Weiss sided Kaikina's not having anything useful that can benefit Blue Team. Intelligence. Kaikina answered, not knowing anything they just said. Sigh great, Church muttered. It's not surprising that your newest team member is lacking in proficiency. Weiss commented. Yeah, sorry. Kaikina apologized. Doesn't sound like I have any of the skills you need, unless you want to see my ping pong ball trick. Yeah, wait what? Church said. Ping pong. I like ping pong. I used to play that game a lot with my sister. Never could beat her though, RWBY said. RWBY. Considering it's Kaikina we're dealing with, I don't think we want to know what she meant by ping pong in her own terms, Weiss stated. What do you mean? All she said she wants to show is her ping pong ball try. Okay that's enough. Church yelled, he doesn't want the conversation to get any more awkward. How about you 3 follow me, we're gonna introduce her to the rest of the team. But I want to see her pie. We're moving on. Church yelled once again. Young and Blake are with Simmons and Griff. They're having a conversation outside of their base, and it seems like an argument is going on with the four, based on what happened recently. Griff, what were you thinking? Simmons exclaimed. Why would you give your sister to the blue team without me? We didn't get anything from them in return. Hey, I told you a dozen times already. She's my sister, I don't want to put her in danger. Griff explained. Well, because of that, the blue team now have another member of their squad. Who knows what they can do now that they have her. She'll probably gun us down with the kind of arsenal they have over there. Simmons yelled. Simmons, you feelin' okay? You're looking more red than usual today. Young joked, causing everyone to groan in annoyance. Not the time for your stupid jokes, Young. Simmons growled. Yeesh, what made you so jumpy today? Young asked. I don't have time for any of this. I have to take care of Sarge since he's still resting. Not to mention our team is down 4-6 due to Donut getting crushed by the ship. Simmons replied. Really? Blake, how hard did you hit him? You told me he would be awake in a couple hours. Young questioned. It was only the back of my weapon, he should be fine for now. Maybe his aura is taking a lot longer than we expected. Blake answered. Wait, weapon. I know Young can put up one hell of a punch, but what's with the weird looking sword? Griff asked. I didn't expect you to be some sort of freaking ninja, and what the hell's an aura? Is this another one of your role-playing games you two like to talk about? Like being brought here because of a book? Simmons asked. But the book was real. And it was only the back of my gam. She's cosplaying. Young lied. What? Griff, Simmons, and Blake said simultaneously. Yeah, she likes to cosplay. She loves to read those Ninja of Love books of hers, and she likes to fantasize as being one of the characters, which is why she likes carrying around her fake weapon she made, as well as her bow. Young said, receiving a glare from Blake. Okay, now I'm starting to believe this whole book you two have been talking about, is just some bullshit excuse. Griff said. Wait, Ninja of Love. Simmons said. What kind of book title is that? Aren't you like 17? Blake blushed immensely. It's nothing, it's a boring book that won't interest you in any way. It's smut. Young said, causing Blake to widen her eyes in shock. What? Simmons exclaimed. Jesus. And I thought my sister was horny as fuck. Griff remarked. Young. Blake shouted. Hey, it's either that, or spill the beans on what we do for a living. And it was technically your fault you mentioned your weapon. We don't even know if these guys have aura. Young whispered. Blake sighed. Sorry for that, but was it really necessary to call my book smut? Now they think I'm some sort of pervert. But it is smut. Young said. You know what, never mind, we'll talk about this later. Blake replied. Simmons, are you done fixing Ruby and Weiss's scrolls? Oh yeah, managed to get them working again. Simmons gave them Blake and Young each of their other team's scrolls. Thanks for that, Simmons. Young said. They were about to leave until Simmons started talking. Wait, where are you going? Aren't you going to help us take care of Sarge? Simmons questioned. Sorry, Simmons, we have to give these back to my little sis and a certain ice queen. We'll come back later. Young replied. Both of the girls left to go to the blue base. Simmons sighed. Well, at least I can count on you, Gree. Simmons turned to talk to Griff, only to find out that he's not next to him anymore. Oh, goddammit, Griff. Not again. Church and the others are now introducing Kaikina to Tucker and his alien child. And this is Tucker. Church said. Sup? Tucker said, trying to impress Kaikina. This caused Weiss to groan in annoyance, while Ruby has no idea what he's doing. Hey, Kaikina replied. Tucker's job is to do, what? I guess nothing. Church said. Don't you guys do anything around here? Ruby asked. We've barely got a chance to help you with your blue team army stuff, and it can get kind of boring around here. As much as I don't like your complaints, Ruby, I'll admit, I don't see anything important going on with the blue team, it just feels like you're not actually soldiers at all. Weiss stated. Hey, I'll have you know I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm following the blue team's rules as we speak. Tucker defends himself. And what is that supposed to be? Weiss asked. I'm just chillin'. That's the only rule on being on blue team, rookie. Be cool. Tucker replied. Weiss facepalmed in response. I thought the only rule was don't kill the leader. Kaikina said. Yeah, but we break that rule all the time. That's what makes us so cool. Tucker answered. Awesome. On the red team we think that rule. Blarg. Tucker's alien yelled, getting her attention. Oh cool. You have a dog. Kaikaina examined. That's not a dog, that's my kid. Tucker corrected. And an adorable one at that. Ruby squealed. Oh cool. You have a kid that looks like a dog. Kaikaina asked. Nice save, Church said sarcastically. I've been trying to come up with names for him, but Weiss wouldn't let me. Ruby said. Ruby, it's not a dog like Zwei, forget it. Weiss said in defeat. Church noticed Caboose is walking out of the blue base alive and well, after he drained a large proportion of his blood to feed Tucker's alien child. Hey, you know what? I think I have the perfect tour guide for you. Hey Caboose. Come here. How is he in any way helpful? Weiss asked. He's not good with handling a sniper rifle earlier. I know, just roll with my idea. Church replied. I thought about having a kid once. Kaikaina said. Oh really? It's a lot of work. Tucker stated. I never thought you'd be interested in having kids, you don't really look the type. Weiss pointed out. Yeah, it seems like it would be hard, but I thought, who wants to be known as a girl who had 7 abortions? Kaikaina asked. Hey, yeah, wait what? Tucker said in confusion. What? 7? Weiss exclaimed. What's an abortion? Ruby asked. Before any of them respond to what Kaikaina had just said, Caboose had already approached them. Alright, this is Caboose. He can tell you everything you possibly need to know about Blue Base. Church introduced Kaikaina to Caboose. Is she a mean girl like the Ice Queen? Or a regular girl like Red Riding Hood? Caboose whispered to his team. Hey! Weiss yelled. Who's Red Riding Hood? Ruby asked. They all stared at her, giving her weird looks. Oh, he's talking about me. Caboose, what did I tell you? Church said. That there are no regular girls. Caboose stated. Exactly. Excuse me, what do you mean by that? Weiss said, annoyed by Church's response. I'm not that weird, am I? Ruby asked, looking a bit sad. I don't recall 4 teenage girls in weird clothing suddenly appearing in the middle of an empty canyon can be considered regular or normal. Church pointed out. Weiss was about to argue with Church, until she realized that he was right. Okay, maybe you do have a fair point. Alright, so sister, just stick with him, ask any questions you have, and just don't bother me, or Tucker, or Ruby, or Weiss, Church said. What do I tell her? Caboose asked. Well, I already know the rule. Kaikaina said. I hate that stupid rule. Caboose complained. How about you go show her Doc and Sheila? Ruby suggested. We already met them, so introducing her to them would help her understand what's going on around here. The purple one is Doc, and the big one is Sheila. Caboose said, pointing at Doc and Sheila, who are still talking to each other from far away. I was really wishing that would take longer, and further away, Church said, being disappointed. Who's the black one? Kaikaina asked, looking at the black armored soldier from behind them. The black one? Church questioned. I thought you guys are blue team because of your armor. Ruby asked. We are. Church replied. What do you mean by black one? Weiss questioned. The one standing right behind you guys. Kaikaina answered. The black one. Yeah, Caboose said. Wait, right behind us. Church repeated. They all turned to see who's behind them, and what they saw is a mysterious figure who's wearing the same armor as them, but in black color. It's currently approaching them quietly. Ruby and Weiss don't know what's going on, but one good look on the blue team's faces can already tell that this will not end well for them. Oh, son of a bitch, Church muttered. Young and Blake are walking to Blue Base to give Ruby and Weiss their scrolls back. Blake looks a bit annoyed. Young noticed and decides to talk. You doing alright, Blake? Young asked. I don't know, I just hope we can get out of this place real soon. Blake said. Yeah, me too, I don't want to miss out what our friends are doing at Beacon. They're probably doing something badass and cool there, while all we did was host a fake funeral. Young replied. Do you think the book Ruby opened sent us to this place on purpose? Blake asked. What do you mean? Young replied, being confused at what Blake said. I mean, that whole bright light and everything. Don't you think it's odd that when she opened that book, it would just bring us here to this place? I feel like it was designed to do that for some reason. Blake said, wondering at why the book brought them here in the first place. Beats me, I'm no book expert like you, but if I have to guess, it was no ordinary book, that's for sure. Yang said, with her arms behind her head. Yeah, I think that's the reason, it was no ordinary book. Ozpin gave us the mission to transport that book in the first place. I thought it was weird at first that we have to transport a book considering we've tackled more dire missions, those that involve fighting Grimm or saving civilians, but I feel like he wanted us to obtain that book on purpose, like something he knows what'll happen if any one of us opened it. Blake explained. What are you trying to say? Yang asked. Think about it, we talked to the Reds earlier and they said they don't know the Kingdom of Vale or Beacon Academy, and I've never heard of two idiotic teams of soldiers going around fighting in a canyon we're not familiar with. They don't even know anything about Aura. Blake stated. Do you think the book transported us outside of Vale? Or of any kingdoms whatsoever? Yang questioned. Maybe the book. Before Blake could say anything else, loud gunshots and explosions can be heard in the distance. They stopped talking, and started running to Blue Base. Once they got there, what they saw was unexpected. The blue team, along with Ruby and Weiss, are running away from a soldier in black armor, who is currently trying to hurt them. What's happening? Blake exclaimed. I'm not sure, but all I know is that jerk is messing with my sister and Weiss. Come on, Yang yelled, as she ran quickly to save her teammates. Yang, we don't know what we're dealing with here. Blake said. She ran as well, trying to keep up with Yang, and hopefully try to defuse the situation they're about to get themselves involved in. Retreat! Church shouted. They all ran away to Blue Base, while the black armored soldier continued to fire bullets at them, and threw some grenades that exploded near them across the field. Weiss, we need to call Yang and Blake for backup. Ruby yelled. We can't. We gave them our scrolls, remember? Weiss said. Oh, darn it, I forgot about that. Ruby facepalmed. Do you think now is the time to use our weapons against him? No, not yet, that person doesn't seem to be that much of a threat, well to us at the very least. Weiss explained. It's not an emergency, we'll only use them if the situation is more dire than we expected it to be. Ruby sighed. As much as I hate not helping them out, I understand Weiss, I just hope we can get around this mess somehow. Who is that? Kaikina asked. That's Tex. Tucker answered. Whoa. He's a badass. Kaikina admired. Caboose got shot in the head. Ow. Caboose, are you alright? Ruby exclaimed, shocked at Caboose taking in a bullet. Yeah, I'm feeling fine what with all the running and shooting, and pretty fireworks, Caboose replied calmly. You got shot in the head. How are you okay? You should be dead from that. Weiss exclaimed. I don't really know me half of the time, it's the part that's most used to it, and it's okay, so yeah, I'm fine, things are good now. Caboose explained. Did you use your aura? Ruby asked. Gesundheit. Caboose replied. What? No, Ruby was talking about your aura. Guys, less talking, and more running, Church yelled in annoyance, interrupting Weiss. That Tex guy is kind of hot. Kaikina said. Tex isn't a guy, she's a girl. Tucker corrected. Wait, that he is actually a she. Ruby exclaimed. What difference does it make? Weiss questioned. That maniac is out here trying to kill us, why does it matter that her gender is important in this situation? Oh sorry. Kaikina apologized. She's a badass, she's kind of hot. That's not what I meant, you dunce. Weiss shouted in anger. She's actually Church's ex-girlfriend. Tucker said. They all took cover behind Blue Base, and tried to stay low to avoid the incoming bullets. Tex is still firing at them, as if she has an infinite amount of ammo at her disposal. Oh yeah, why aren't you guys dating anymore? Kaikina asked. A grenade was thrown behind her and exploded. Are you seriously asking that question right now? Church exclaimed. Caboose took cover right next to Kaikina while a few bullets missed him. Last time I was shot, I got a purple heart. Yeah, I hope this time, I get a purple lung. You see, eventually I hope to build an entire purple person. And we will be best friends. Maybe you should ask for a purple brain. Tucker said sarcastically. You're just jealous, because you have no friends. Caboose replied, insulting Tucker. Guys, now's not the time to be fighting with each other. We're a team, we're supposed to get through this together. Ruby yelled. And get killed by my crazy ex-girlfriend. Fuck that, Church yelled. Yeah dude, I don't think I can be a hero in this situation, I'm a lover not a fighter. Tucker said. You guys are the worst soldiers I have ever met. Weiss growled in anger. Why is she even firing at us anyway? How would I know? Church replied. This isn't really all that unusual for us. How about have some competence for once, and tell her to stop? Weiss scowled at Church. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Church said, not moving from his spot. Church, aren't you the leader of your team? Shouldn't you come up with a strategy to stop her from hurting us? RWBY asked. Yes RWBY, I am the leader. Church said, which is why I am officially appointing you as our field negotiator. What? RWBY exclaimed. Are you sure? What if I accidentally make her angrier than before? I'm being honest when I say, you are the most capable of handling a situation like this. I mean if you can handle an angry tank, you can handle a scary badass like Tex. Church explained. Okay, yeah, I can do it. I won't let you down Dad. RWBY yelled. What the dad? Weiss muttered in confusion. Yes, congratulations, we're all very proud of you, Church said sarcastically. Your job is to get Tex to stop firing at us. RWBY stands back up, she tilts her head near the side of the base to see Tex, and tries her best to calm her down. Hey Ms. Tex. Can you please stop firing at us? We don't know what you want with us, and it's really scary that you're trying to murder us right now. While RWBY tries to talk to Tex, Tucker and Weiss noticed something strange at what RWBY had just said to Church. She called him Dad. They don't know why she would talk to him that way, so they decided to tell Church about it. Dude, did you hear what she just said? Tucker asked. Yeah, it's called saving our lives. Church replied. I know she's not the best at talking, but hey, better her than me. No, you don't. He meant what RWBY said before she tried to negotiate with Tex. Weiss said. What did she say again? I wasn't really in the mood for all of this, chit-chat while we're about to die, crap. Church said. She called you Dad. Tucker yelled. What? Church exclaimed. I know, it's kind of weird, I thought I was the only one fit to be a dad. What with my alien baby and all, Tucker said. Wowie, why the fuck did she call me a dad? Church yelled in confusion. Don't ask me, I've been dealing with RWBY's antics a lot more than I can remember, and even I didn't expect her to say something like that towards you. I don't know why, but if I have to guess, something about you reminded her of someone important, specifically her own father. Weiss explained. How the hell would that explain? Hey Tex. Stop shooting you stupid bitch. Kaikina shouted at the top of her lungs while standing in the line of fire by coming out of cover. Kaikina. What are you doing? Weiss exclaimed. Helping out the team. Kaikina said, as she crouches back down. RWBY kneels down and turns around to talk her team. Yeah, I was having some trouble trying to calm down the Tex girl, and I thought it would work out better if she helped me. Nice negotiating, Tucker said sarcastically. Well, thanks to that RWBY, now she won't stop because of her. Weiss yelled. Hey, at least I tried to do something useful. I didn't expect her to say something like that. RWBY yelled. Guys, hate to interrupt this catfight of yours, but haven't you noticed that she stopped firing? Church asked. They all noticed Tex stopped shooting at them after Kaikina's insult towards her. Did that actually worked? Weiss exclaimed. Hey, I guess our negotiating skills worked out after all. RWBY boasted in confidence. Maybe she's out of ammo. Let me check. Church said. He stepped out of cover for a few seconds. He tries to see what Tex is doing now until. Bang. Church got shot in the head by Tex. His body fell down onto the ground. Oh my god Church. RWBY yelled with a hint of fear in her voice. She just killed him, as if he was nothing. Weiss said, her eyes widen in shock at Church's demise. RWBY looked at Church's body in horror. She went next to him, and shakes his body to get a response out of him. Church. Are you okay? Answer me. We can make it. Don't give up on M. RWBY. Will you calm the fuck down for a few seconds? Jesus Christ. RWBY was confused. She heard Church's voice despite witnessing him getting shot in the head, and fell down dead. She looks around for a moment, wondering where he is, until she looked up, and what she saw was something she was not prepared for. Church. RWBY asked. Yeah. Church replied. They all saw Church being separated from his blue armored body. He now has white armor and his body is transparent. Weiss was left perplexed at Church's appearance next to his somewhat dead body, while RWBY was left speechless. What am I looking at right now? Weiss asked. Church, is that you? RWBY asked as well. Yeah, it's me RWBY. Why are you? Oh, that's right, I didn't tell you two that I died and became a ghost. Well, I was technically already dead before getting shot. Church replied. A ghost? What do you mean you're a ghost? RWBY questioned. Yeah, Church sort of died a long time ago due to an accident, but he came back as a ghost. It's all good, Tucker explained. Was since when was he ever a ghost? That's not possible whatsoever. Weiss shouted in confusion. Hey, I don't know how this ghost shit works. All I know is Caboose shot me with the tank because he was a fucking idiot. Church yelled. Not my fault, Tucker did it. Caboose lied. Shut up Caboose, Tucker yelled. So, what now? You can't really do anything in your ghost form. Weiss said. Can't believe I just said that. Oh, that's easy. Church went inside his body thanks to his ghost possession power, and stand back up in his blue armored self. See? Church, you're okay. RWBY squealed. She then hugged him while Church is struggling to push her away. Whoa. Hey, easy. Not the time for this. Church yelled, not wanting RWBY to hug him any longer. RWBY got off of Church after hugging him. Oh, sorry, I was just really scared for a moment. I thought you actually died for a second. I'm fine, alright. No need for this sappy shit. Church said. Hey Tucker. Is my body on straight? Dude, I don't even know what that means. Tucker replied. Tucker, he meant if there's any harm done to his body. Weiss pointed out. Oh, nah you good dude. Tucker said. Hey, is it just me? Or did it get quiet all of a sudden? Church asked. The group listened closely and found out that the firing from earlier has stopped. They don't know why, but it appears that Tex halted her attack on them. Yeah, I think Tex stopped firing at us, maybe for real this time. RWBY guessed. Better to be safe than sorry, one of us need to check. Weiss suggested. Yeah, I think I'm done trying to check things out after getting a bullet lodged in my fucking skull. Church said. Never mind you. RWBY, let's see what's going on out there. Weiss said to RWBY. Okay. RWBY nodded. The two of them went out of cover to get a quick peek of Tex, but what they saw was something they did not expect. They saw their friends Young and Blake, already taking care of Tex. Blake wrapped her around with her ribbon from her weapon to make sure Tex doesn't move, while Young grabs her arms, and puts them behind her back, so she won't be able to attack them anymore. It looks like she's struggling to get up. Young. Blake. RWBY yelled. Oh, thank gods for that. Weiss said, relieved that they've been saved thanks to them. We managed to took care of her. Blake said, let me go you fucking cockbites. Tex shouted. Yikes. RWBY flinched, she stepped back in fear. How incredibly rude and vulgar, Weiss commented. Do you kiss your mother with that mouth? Young asked, while teasing her. Oh, fuck you, you blonde bimbo bitch. Tex insults Young. The blue team came out of hiding, and approached Team RWBY. Guys, what the hell is going on out here? Church yelled. We restrained this unknown person, we saw you getting attacked by her, so we quickly tried to stop her from hurting you guys. Blake explained. Dude, you guys are my heroes. Tucker said, relieved at Young and Blake capturing Tex. She's getting really sweaty under all that ribbon you tied her down with, that's kind of hot. Kai kinda said out loud. Yeah, wait what? Young said in confusion. Wow, you guys actually managed to stop Tex all on your own. Church asked. It was no biggie. She was really easy to deal with, all she had was a gun and some grenades. Young replied. But, you're just kids. Tex is like, well, Tex. Church exclaimed. That doesn't matter. What I want to know is why this person all of a sudden tried to kill us out of nowhere. Weiss said, pointing at Tex. They all stared at Tex, who is now tied up by Blake. Tex, what is your problem? Church asked in anger. My problem is O'Malley isn't in dock anymore. He jumped into someone, and I'm not trusting anybody until I find out who. Tex explained. Yeah, we already know all that. Church replied. We are on top of the situation. You are. Then who did O'Malley jump into? Tex questioned. Oh, yeah, I meant we were on top of everything right up until that point. Church said. Typical. Tex huffed. Who's O'Malley? Ruby asked. Ah, it's just some computer program that wants to destroy the universe. He infects people from time to time around here, but it's no big deal. Tucker explained. Wait, an evil computer program? You mean to tell me there's an evil technological unit with free thinking and sentience going around causing chaos around this place? Weiss exclaimed. Yeah, it's my AI unit that all freelancers are equipped with during the program, but O'Malley escaped, and I need to get him back before he starts going on a killing rampage. Tex explained. You allowed an evil little computer person to be living with you? Yang asked. It wasn't my choice to make. Tex replied. Why would you have something like that in the first place? Blake questioned. I can't reveal that sort of information, Tex said, not wanting to reveal her backstory with the AI. Let me guess, that type of information is considered classified from your organization of some kind. Weiss guessed. You're not far off from there. I won't tell you why I have O'Malley. It's too top secret to reveal to newcomers like you. All you need to know is that once the AI gets in the wrong hands or possessed anyone within their radio frequency, it could be the end for all of us. Tex explained. AI. What's the A stands for? Ruby asked. Artificial. Church answered. What's the I? Intelligence. Weiss answered. Ooh, what was the A again? Ruby asked, scratching the back of her head while smiling, causing Weiss to scoff in annoyance. Everyone focus, Blake said, gaining their attention. We now know there's an evil AI on the loose, and we need to be careful. Who knows what it can do to either one of us? That sounds kind of scary when you put it like that. Kaikina said. Nah, it's all good baby, I'll protect you. Tucker said, trying to flirt with Kaikina. Weiss, Blake, and Yang groaned in annoyance at what Tucker is doing. Yeah, that's what the last guy said, and now I can't stop scratching. Kaikina replied. Wait, what? Ruby said. Okay, never mind, Tucker said, taking a step back at Kaikina's response. None of us are infected, Tex, but I am a little worried about the tank. Church said. She's been acting really weird lately. Can an AI implant in A? Before you start bombarding me with your stupid questions, would you mind telling me who are these girls you have with you? Tex asked, pointing at Team RWBY and Kaikina. What? Who? Them. They're Team RWBY, some girls who randomly showed up here and they're helping us out until we find a way back home for them, and the one in yellow armor is Sister, our new recruit. Church explained. You mean to tell me, I'm only gone a few weeks? And you guys get yourself not only 4 brats who somehow managed to tie me up, but also a new girl who's part of your team? Tex asked in anger. Oh, Church is hesitant to answer. Whoa, tread lightly dude, tread lightly, Tucker warned Church. Ya know, I wasn't actually scared, until right, just, now, Caboose said, already scared of Tex. I know where this is going, Blake said. I can already tell this is going to be catastrophic. Weiss added. What? I don't get it. Did we do something wrong? Ruby asked. Well sis, when you get older, you'll know one of a woman's natural impulses, jealously. Yang explained. This is not going to be good, Blake said, examining Tex's frustrated behavior. Oh, and by the way, can you let me go already? Tex shouted. After you tried to murder my sister. Not a chance, Yang yelled. You tried to shoot us while throwing grenades, along with the fact that you almost killed Church. What makes you think you deserve to be let go in the first place? Weiss questioned. Look, you already got me. I promise not to wait, sister. Tex said in confusion. Yeah, the one in red, that you tried to kill. Yang replied in a harsh manner. Tex looked at Ruby, who waved awkwardly in response. That would be me, ha, Ruby said nervously. There's no way in hell you two are sisters. Tex remarked. I'm not dealing with this BS again. Either stop attacking us, or I'm gonna do something that'll make you regret it tenfold. Yang threatens Tex, her eyes flashed red in anger. Tex stared at Yang's angry facial expression for some time, she sighs and decided to speak. You sure do have some balls to be saying that to me, kid. Fine, I'll stop attacking you guys, now can you let me go? Tex said. Yang stared at Blake, who nodded in response. She calms herself down, and unwrapped the ribbon that was surrounding Tex. "There, you better not do anything funny," Yang said. "I won't, you two already kicked my ass anyway," Tex said. Before anyone can say anything else, there was a strange-looking book that had fallen onto the ground near Tex. RWBY was the only one to notice it. "Hey, there's the book." RWBY pointed at the book. "RWBY, what are you talking about?" Weiss asked. "There. That's the book. The one I tried to open during our mission," RWBY said. "Huh. Aw shit, it must have fallen out of my pocket when you tied me up," Tex said. "Tex, why were you carrying a book with you?" Church asked. "Well, for your information, I found it to be a good stress reliever after dealing with you idiots from time to time," Tex answered. "You never told me you were into that sort of thing," Church said. Tex scoffed. "There's a lot of things you don't know about me, Church." "Wait, RWBY's right. This is the book that brought us here in the first place," Blake said, as RWBY picks up the book. "Brought you here? What do you mean by that?" Tucker asked. "This cruddy little book is the reason why we were brought here in the first place," Yang explained. "Really? A book managed to somehow teleport you in the middle of a canyon?" Tucker questioned. "Do you really expect me to believe that kind of bullshit? It's a book, there's nothing special about it," Tex commented. "I said the same thing as well, but it looks like they're being serious about this," Church added. "Books makes my brain hurt, and I don't know why. Probably because of the many words it tells me that I don't know anything about," Caboose said. "It's crazy, I know. But it's the truth. RWBY wanted to open the book to see what it looks like, and somehow it teleported us here," Weiss said. "RWBY, try opening the book, it might take us back to Vale," Blake suggested. "Right." RWBY opens the book to see if the bright light would come out of the pages like last time, only to find out that it didn't happen at all, and instead there was some pieces of information that was written on the book. "Huh. RWBY, how come it's not working?" Blake asked. "Did you broke it already?" Weiss exclaimed in anger. I didn't do anything. It was like this when I got it," RWBY replied hesitantly. "Do you know anything about this?" Yang asked Tex. "No, I don't know what the hell you girls are doing anyway. I was just reading the book like every normal person would," Tex pointed out. "Maybe check the pages, there might be clues hidden somewhere inside of it," Blake suggested. "Right." RWBY examined the book. The title of the front cover says, "Gateway to Another Fairy Tale." She opens it to see if there's anything useful that can navigate them back to their academy, but instead RWBY found a bunch of sentences that forms some sort of poetry. She begins to read it out loud. "The story you have exposé, picked up by a lovely rose, more to come from Red." "What does that even mean?" RWBY questioned. "Is it some sort of poetry?" Weiss asked. "I'm not sure. I don't think so," RWBY replied. "Gah, we finally managed to get the book back, only for it to not send us back home. This is stupid," Yang groaned in anger. "Did you try flipping through the other pages? Maybe there's something you overlooked," Blake said. RWBY flipped through the pages. She thought there would be more out of the book, only to find out that the other pages are completely blank, except for the first 10 pages. "What this book is almost blank." "What?" Weiss exclaimed. "RWBY, what do you mean?" Blake asked. "Only 10 pages are written on here, the rest are blank for some reason." RWBY rasped. Does anyone know what's going on right now? I kind of lost track when they were talking about their lost book," Tucker asked. "Don't ask me, I don't know anything about teenagers and their books," Church replied. "I thought we can get back home if I tried opening the book again, but it's not working for some reason," RWBY said. "Great, we're in a place that we never know anything about on Remnant, and we have to deal with not only 2 idiotic teams, but we now have a book that's useless," Weiss complained. "I warned you to not open that book in the first place since it was a vital asset to our mission, but of course you didn't bother to listen to me. How many times must I apologize to you? I didn't know this was going to happen. Ozpin didn't tell us, he just said bring it safely, he didn't say anything about not opening the container," RWBY pointed out. "What the hell are you 4 even talking about?" Church asked. "Yeah, ever since you 4 managed to get that dainty little book of yours, you've been acting really fucking weird about it," Tucker said. Hey, everyone turned their attention to Tex. She was getting angry at observing Team RWBY for panicking over a book. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but how about not acting like a bunch of jackasses over this book? I don't even know why you're so obsessed with it in the first place, I just brought with me because I thought it looked interesting. Tex said, not understanding anything that's going on with Team RWBY. We were brought here because of this stupid book, it must have teleported us to this place. Yang replied. Blue team stared at them in disbelief. Dude, you can't be fucking serious, Tucker said. Pissed. Do you know what they're talking about? All I hear is nothing but books and teenage angst. Kaikaina whispered to Church. Don't ask me, I have no fucking clue. Church replied. Okay, now tell me something that actually makes sense. Tex yelled in anger. But it's the truth, Tex, we don't know why it did this to us in the first place. RWBY explained. Tex facepalmed. Oh, for the love of, you know what, I'm not getting into this mess of yours. All I ask of you is to not get in my way when I'm trying to find O'Malley, are we clear on that? The four of them looked at Tex for a moment, they know that she can be quite dangerous if they tried to get on her bad side. They all nodded in response. We won't cause any trouble for you, Ms. Goodwitch. RWBY said. What did you just call me? Tex exclaimed. RWBY, what are you doing? Church yelled. Are you trying to get us killed? Tucker shouted. RWBY, why are you calling her Goodwitch? Blake questioned. What is with you today? Weiss exclaimed. I mean good Tex. I mean which Tex? I mean Tex. Tex. I mean Tex. Sorry. RWBY apologized. I'm going to ignore that, I need to do something right now, starting with you. Tex turns to face Kaikaina and walk towards her. Team RWBY huddled together, they're now holding a conversation after dealing with Tex and her violent outburst from earlier. Okay, that Tex girl sure was a piece of work. Yang commented. She was pretty scary, and mean, and strict, RWBY said. We just got the book back, and it's not willing to work with us, there was no bright lights flashing before our eyes from last time. Blake stated. Right, and now the book is nothing but useless, I don't even understand why Professor Ozpin got so worked up over this book in the first place. Weiss remarked. Not only that, RWBY, why did you call her Goodwitch? She looks like she was about to tear us down after that comment. Yeah, I've been wondering about that too. Yang added. Well, I guess her voice reminded me of her in a way. RWBY replied. Her voice? I mean, I guess she sounded similar to her, but did you really have to mention her name? They don't know anything about us, or what we do. Blake stated. I know, I felt really bad, and I just wanted her to stop yelling at me, RWBY whimpered. You're lucky Blake and Yang got a hold of her, otherwise, who knows what she could have done to us by that point. Weiss said. And why did you call Church Dad? You what? Blake said. RWBY, you said we were supposed to keep that a secret. Yang yelled. Wait, did I call him that? Oh no, I must have let it slip out of my mouth by mistake. RWBY said with worry. Because of that RWBY, now Blue Team are gonna be more suspicious about having us on their team. We didn't tell them everything about us, and now they think we're being a bunch of crazy girls who's into role-playing some stupid fantasy game. Weiss yelled. Why did you call him Dad? And why did you two decided to keep this from us? Blake asked. RWBY looked at Yang for a second, she gave her a quick nod in response, hinting her that it's okay to talk about it with her team. This might sound weird, but when I first heard Church speak, he kind of sounded like Dad, I don't know why. RWBY wondered. It was shocking to me as well. Yang commented. He sounds like your dad. You know, I thought you were just hearing things, but now this can't be some coincidence. First Caboose sounding like Oobleck, then Tex with Goodwitch, and now Church. Just who are these people anyway? Weiss said, having more questions than answers. Why didn't you share this kind of info with us? Blake asked. Sorry, we just don't want to cause any problems with Blue Team, it would be a bit awkward having to explain all of this to them. RWBY replied. Blake sighed. Just tell us next time instead of keeping us in the dark. I'll try, Blake. RWBY replied. Anyway, I think now's the time we went back our separated ways, wouldn't want to keep our red and blue friends waiting. Yang said. I agree. Weiss replied. Then let's go. Blake said. They broke out of their huddle, and went in the opposite directions of their respective teams. Young and Blake are going to red team to see if Sarge has woken up from his rest, while Ruby and Weiss are going to blue team to see if they needed help with anything else. They managed to make it back, but it looks like Doc has finished talking to the blue team's tank, Sheila. He's now walking towards them, and is about to give them some news about her condition. Okay, I talked to Sheila. You guys were right, she definitely seems a little odd. Doc said. Yeah, so what do you think? Church asked. I think she seems like there's something wrong. Doc replied. That's your diagnosis? Church questioned. What was your first clue? Weiss rolled her eyes. Not in the mood to be receiving any lip out of you, and where have you two been? Church asked. We were just talking to our team about the bow. Never mind. Church interrupts Ruby, not wanting to talk about their book nonsense. Doc, we sent you down there for a reason, because we knew something was wrong. I'm a medic, what do you want from me? Doc asked. To do your job instead of teaching a lifeless piece of metal to do some breathing exercises. Weiss complained. No need to be an ice queen, I'm just trying the best I can do. Doc replied, receiving a, hey, from Weiss. Did you try fixing her? Ruby asked. Well, surprisingly, my medical training didn't really cover internal combustion. Doc pointed out. What a shitty medical school. Church muttered. Yeah, where'd you go? The University of Jamaica. Tucker asked. Oh, please, I wouldn't be caught dead on that campus. I went to Jamaica State. U.S. Jamaica State Fighting Irish. Doc boasted in response. That's Notre Dame. Church corrected. What are you two talking about? Weiss questioned. Yeah, I'm confused with a lot of things you just said. Ruby commented. It's not important, Doc, just go back down there and see if you can reboot her. Church suggested. Reboot her, Doc said. Yeah dude, that's how you fix broken stuff. Tucker said. You turn her off, and then you turn her back on again. She'll be fine. I don't think that'll work. Doc replied. Pardon me, it works great. Church remarked. We already rebooted the toaster, we already rebooted the teleporter. Wait, you guys have a teleporter? Ruby asked. Yeah, we do, but I still don't know if that thing has all the bugs worked out. Tucker added. We even rebooted Caboose's armor once, although, that took a lot longer than we thought it would. Church said. It was dark and I got to hold my breath, I'm pretty sure there was no side effects. Caboose said. No, I mean, I don't think it will work because I'm not going back down there, she's not exactly in the best of moods. Doc replied, as on K, Sheila fired her cannon near the blue team, she shot the canyon wall which surprised Ruby and Weiss, the impact shook the ground for a bit. See, we've noticed, it's not like it's still trying to obliterate us or anything. Weiss said sarcastically. Yeah, we need to get someone sneaky down there who can turn her off. Church stated. How about Tucker? Doc suggested. Who? Me? No way. I'm a lover not a sneaker. Tucker remarked. Is that your excuse for everything? Weiss asked. What can I tell you? I'm a lover not a thinker. Tucker stated, causing Weiss to roll her eyes. How about you and Ruby? You two talked to the tank before, think you can do it again? As much as I like to know more about Sheila, I don't think I can help much, she seems moody than usual. Ruby said. Yeah, last time we did, we both almost got attacked by her, and I'm not willing to risk my life for you idiots anyway. Weiss said. The feeling's mutual, Church deadpanned. What about Tex then? Tucker suggested. Yeah, we couldn't afford it. Church replied. If only we knew someone that Sheila trusted, and it would have to be someone kind of dumb, so that we could fool him into betraying our trust, for our purposes. Church and Tucker slowly stare at Caboose, who is just looking at them without understanding anything that is going on. Hey, everyone is looking at me, I love when they do that, hi everybody. Caboose said ecstatically. Young and Blake are walking to the red team's base. When they arrived inside they saw Simmons and Griff arguing with each other yet again, this time with an unconscious Sarge who is lying casually on the table. I can't believe you. Simmons yelled. What? How am I supposed to know he was getting back up? Griff exclaimed. What's going on? Blake asked. Oh, I'll tell you what's going on. Simmons replied. Fat ass over here tried to cook our MREs on the stove, and when Sarge woke up from his nap, his frying pan caught on fire, and he quote-unquote, accidentally, hit him. You can't prove that, Griff yelled. Then why is the stove covered in soot? Simmons asked. It was already like that. Griff lied. Simmons sighed. Because of that, now we have to wait for Sarge to recover a lot longer than expected. That could be a problem. Yang said. How did your frying pan just suddenly catch on fire? Blake questioned. By the time you two left to go see your friends or whatever, I went to the kitchen to see if I can cook some of our MREs, but I used too much of that oil stuff, and when the fire happened, I ran to get the fire extinguisher, and threw it at the frying pan from across the room, but Sarge started to wake up, and when he did, I might have knocked him down on accident, Griff explained. Blake didn't know what to make of the situation. You decided to just throw the fire extinguisher, without actually using it. What? Does it look like I know how it works? Griff asked sarcastically. I just use the fire extinguisher to hit the flames, until they stop appearing. Wow, wow, Yang doesn't know how to respond to Griff's situation. I can't fucking deal with you right now, Simmons muttered. It's no big deal, the worst that can happen is Sarge shooting me with his shotgun behind my back. Griff said. Actually, it is a big deal, dumbass. Simmons pointed out. And why the hell were you cooking our MREs? They're called ready to eat for a reason. I didn't like the way they were tasted, so I thought maybe they'll taste better if I cook it, because everyone knows that if you cook something, it'll taste better instantly. Griff explained. So, I just put the MREs onto the frying pan and just let it cook by itself. You left it cook by itself. You mean you left the stove on without checking on it? Yang exclaimed. Yeah, I just went to sleep and just let the stove do all the work. Griff replied. Are you really that lazy? Blake deadpanned. What else is new? Griff said sarcastically. Goddammit, Griff. Simmons felt stressed out. Sarge is not going to like this when he wakes up. That's if he wakes up at all, Simmons. Griff replied. Why did you put Sarge on the table? Doesn't he have a bed? Yang asked Simmons. Well, when I finally got him to regain his conscience, he said he wanted to rest, but he didn't feel like walking, so he just decided to lay down on the table. Simmons explained. I guess Blake's weapon did a lot to knock him out on the back of his head. Yang glanced at her partner. Blake. Okay, maybe I hit him a lot harder than I should have, Blake admitted. Anyways, what took you two so long? Simmons asked. You said you were gonna give back your friend's scrolls, and yet, you were gone for like 2 hours, did something happen? Well, let's just say someone has been messing with my sister, so I let my girls do the talking for her. Yang explained. You're what? Griff said. Yang holds out both of her fists, showing it close to his face. These girls right here. We also managed to get back the book. Simmons sighed. How long are you four going to pretend you're living in a fantasy world? We get it, role-playing is fun and all with your book and whatnot, but, don't you think you're taking it a bit too seriously? Blake pinched her nose in annoyance. Listen, I know it doesn't make sense, but we've been telling you the truth all this time. The book teleported us to this canyon, and we're still trying to figure out a way to go back home. Wait, you mean to tell me you guys were actually teleported, here? On second thought, I think I've figured out a way for all of you to get back home. Simmons have found a new idea that could benefit Team RWBY. Yang and Blake turned their attention towards Simmons. You do? Blake said. Yeah, we actually have a teleporter right on top of our base. I hypothesize that if we find some way to change its programming, we can set it to send you back to your destination instantly. Simmons theorized. How do you know if that's going to work? Have you tried it before? Blake asked. Well, no, this is actually one of the rare times we actually use the teleporter. Simmons replied. It tends to easily malfunction sometimes. That could be a problem. Blake commented. Anyway, let's see if we can get the teleporter working again. Griff, can you go in? Yeah, you see, about that, I'm actually responsible for knocking out Sarge in the first place. Griff stated. So, maybe it's best if I can look after him until he recovers. But you just said that it wasn't a big deal. Simmons pointed out. Yeah, I did, until I realized how much of a snooze fest this is going to turn out to be. Griff replied hazily. And besides, I couldn't put out the fire properly. What makes you think I know all that science fiction crap? Simmons sighed. Whatever, Yang can yo. Sorry, but I think I'm gonna be with Griff on this one, this sort of stuff is just not for me. Yang shrugs. Dear God, now there's two of them. Simmons mumbled in irritation. Blake. Sure, lead the way. Simmons and Blake went towards the stairs and walked to the upper level of the red team's base. Yang and Griff are standing right next to Sarge's body, who is still unconscious on the table. Sue, what do you want to do? Yang asked. Nothing, that's something I want to do, Griff replied. But, isn't it boring to just not do anything all day? Yang questioned. I'd probably go crazy from boredom. Hey, you call it boring, I call it heaven, a sweet relaxing heaven, where nothing in life matters. You can just, what? Yang asked. I don't know, I never thought I'd get this far, Griff replied. Yang sighed in response to Griff's answer. Before Griff can go relax in a different room, he spotted something that caught his attention. In the palms of Sarge's right hand, he saw him holding some sort of red glowing gemstone. He crouched next to Sarge's body and grabbed the red gem from out of his hand. Hey, check this out. Griff said. What is it? Yang asked. Take a look at this. Griff shows Yang the red gem in front of her face. Whoa, that is one shiny jewel. Yang examined. I know, imagine what we could do with it. We could sell it on eBay and make like a gazillion fuckload of money. We'll be rich. And we can afford all the snack cakes in the entire world. Griff exclaimed with excitement. It's a cool looking gem, I'll give you that. Yang complimented. But, wouldn't Sarge notice you stole that from him? Oh please, Sarge is still unconscious, it's not like he'll get back up anytime soon. Griff pointed out. Because like I said before, the worst he can do is. Bang. Son of a bitch. Griff was then shot from behind and launched into the wall of the red base. Yang was surprised to see him flying into the other side of the kitchen, and what she saw behind her was something she did not expect to see at all. She witnesses Sarge, who suddenly woke up, and is now holding his shotgun in his hands. Hey, and that is how you ambush someone, like a man. Sarge boasted, while holding his shotgun with smoke coming out from the hole. Sarge, what are you thinking? You could have killed him, Yang shouted. Nah, it's alright, this is just military practice. I do this kind of training to all my men in the Red Army. Sarge explained. Isn't that right, Griff? Griff is lying on the ground in pain, after having to deal with Sarge's ambush. Why, always, me. The Blues are still outside trying to deal with their tank problem. Tex and Sister are still in their exact same spot having their conversation from earlier. Well, I suppose I should figure out a way to get Tex to reboot Sheila. Church said. Man, I'm gonna have to call in a lot of favors for this one. What favors could you possibly have stored up with someone who dumped you? Tucker asked. She didn't dump me, Tucker. Church corrected. It was mutual. That clearly doesn't seem to be the case in this scenario. Weiss pointed out. Mutual in what way? Mutual in the sense that you were both single the moment after she dumped you. Tucker guessed. Yeah, that way. Church responded flatly. Come on Caboose, RWBY, let's go explain the plan to Tex. You want me to join you? RWBY asked. Yeah, because if we have you on our side, she'll think twice before trying to kill us. She was captured by your sister after all. Church explained. Wait, why is she going? Why can't I come with you? Weiss asked. Because, well, how do I put this, you're an ice queen and I don't feel like having to deal with your prissy attitude all day, I already have Tex to deal with. Church replied. Are you serious? Why do people always call me that? Weiss exclaimed in anger. Wish us luck, Church said. The three left behind Tucker, Doc, and Weiss as they walked to where Tex is at. Yeah, right, Tucker said sarcastically. Hey, when she kills you, I'm going to sell you armor to that pink guy on the red team. I hear he's in the market. Hey, who's the yellow soldier? Doc asked. That's Kaikaina, Weiss answered. Also known as Sister, she's supposed to be the new addition to Blue Team, but I doubt she's even qualified to be in the military in the first place. No one told me about a new arrival. Doc replied. I'm supposed to examine everyone before they assume active duty. Don't sweat it, Tucker said casually. I already checked her out for you. Diagnosis FINE, that spells fine. Weiss gagged in disgust. You are one disgusting shameless idiotic pervert. What can I say? All the ladies are into me. Tucker boasted in a suave manner. You tried to seduce me. And I'm 17, Weiss yelled. Okay, yeah, I'll admit, not one of my best moments. Tucker confessed. Like, how am I supposed to know that in the first place anyway? How about stop being pathetic and actually have some proper etiquettes in your life? Weiss replied harshly. Doc interrupts the conversation between the two. As awkward as this conversation is turning out to be, I think it's best if a trained medical profession should be the one to. I'm a doctor of love, Tucker stated. PhD, certified in loveology, general horror-practitioner, sexologist. There's so many things wrong with the words you just said. Weiss added. First of all, love is not an officially recognized medical specialty. Doc commented. And also, PhDs. Hey, not really doctors. Weiss sighed. PhDs are real doctors, and I know this because a certain doctor acquaintance of mine explained it to me in full detail. Dude, you're both a bunch of dorks. Tucker said. Hey, Kaikina appeared next to Doc. What's up, sis? Tucker said to sister, trying to act cool. What did you and Tex talk about? Oh, she was just talking about everyone here, how you're all idiots and jerks, but that you guys are her idiots and jerks, and if I tried to become more popular than her, she would talk about me behind my back and turn everyone against me, and then I would cry and everyone would hate me. Kaikina explained. You know, girl stuff. Cool. Tucker replied. That sounds disturbing and concerning at the same time. Weiss said, feeling a bit uncomfortable with what Kaikina had just said. Oh hey, speaking of girl stuff, this is Doc. Tucker introduced him to Kaikina. Hi. Hello, nice to meet you, I'm the medic. Doc said. If it's all right with you, I need to give you a quick physical examination since you're new. Do you want to come in the base where you might feel comfortable taking off all your clothes? Sure, lead the way. Kaikina replied. See you, Tucker. They both left to go to Blue Base for Doc to do a quick examination on Kaikina's body. Tucker was puzzled at what's going on, while Weiss has a small smirk on her face. What the fuck just happened? Tucker asked. I know what he's doing, and as much as I don't tolerate it, it's kind of comedic seeing you fail after trying to win her over. Weiss grinned in amusement. Tucker sighed. God fucking damn it. At the top of the red base, Blake and Simmons are observing the teleporter. They are trying to figure out how to get it working. You just so happen to have a teleporter here of all places. Blake asked. Yeah, we tried it before back then, but let's just say it got a bit messy along the way. Simmons said. What are you going to do with it? Oh, simple, I believe if I rewrite the system of the teleporter's functionality, it might help you and your friends to send you to your home, we just gotta set its destination first. Simmons explained. How do we turn it on? Blake said. That is the part I'm still trying to work around. Simmons replied. It's been a while since we had ever used the teleporter, and it looks like it's out of power. We need something to replace it in order for it to work. I reckon we can help you with that. The pair turned to see Sarge, Young, and a limping Griff all walking towards them. What's wrong with him? Blake asked. I was teaching Young here what it means to be a man, so naturally I put my manly prowess to the test, and ambushed Griff with a shotgun right up his ass. Sarge answered proudly. That and he tried to steal my sacred treasure. Great, now I'm gonna have buckshot wounds on my butt for a while, Griff complained. I honestly did not see that coming when it happened. Young said. Wait, you shot him? Blake exclaimed. Why would you do something like that? Don't you worry, you little pussycat. Sarge reassures Blake, which caused her to flinch for some reason. Griff is insubordinate as he comes, he can handle it. Besides, it was payback for stealing my precious red gem. Sarge grabs out his red gemstone that was from his pocket, and showed it to Blake and Simmons. Wow sir, that piece of mineral crystal looks really admirable, just like you as our red leader. Simmons complimented him. Kiss ass, Griff muttered. Where did you find something like that? Blake asked. Well, remembered when you knocked me out before I stepped into my grave. I spotted a mighty fine looking red piece of jewelry right under yonder. So, I yank it off the dirt after Simmons was finished digging up my grave. Sarge explained. Blake and Simmons did not know what to make of the situation, so they instead focus on the important topic at hand. Well, sir, I think we found a solution to sending these girls home. Simmons stated. You sure? How did ya manage to come up with something like that? Sarge asked. Well sir, Blake and I were coming up with a solution to fix the teleporter. Apparently it needs some kind of power to become operational again. Once it activates, I would have to code the programming to pinpoint your exact location, bypassing its firewalls and leverage to gain access to the GPS, thus the quantum entanglement would have the teleporter to bring them to their destination. Simmons explained in an intellect manner. Could you translate that in English? Yang asked, not understanding a single word Simmons had spoke to them. I, sort of, zone out for a bit. Blake sighs, putting her hand on her forehead. He means we may have found a way to get back home, but we need something to turn it back on. Oh, maybe this right air can help fix that, Sarge said, as he held up his red gem. You have gotta be fucking kidding me, Griff said. Blake facepalmed. Sarge, you can't be serious. What? Sarge asked. Simmons looked at his leader awkwardly. No offense sir, but how would a red gem even work for the teleporter to function? It's just a shiny crystal. Now son, in my fair share of being on the battlefield back in the old days, tampering with all the enemy's doohickeys and whatnot, I remember that if you find whatever valuable you see, it'll come handy one day to blow them all to smithereens. Sarge answered proudly. You want us to blow up the teleporter? Yang asked. What, I mean no. No, of course not. Sarge corrects himself. I mean that the important lesson is, you'll never know what you find that may support you, whether it be a cool and luxurious looking red gem, or a huge, big ass, shotgun. With a laser. And a shark. Laser sharks. Hey, one can only dream. Yang smirked. Well, I know I learned something here today. Note to self, don't hit him with my gamble shroud again, he might lose a few more brain cells afterwards, Blake mumbled. Sarge, I can't believe I'm saying this, actually I always want to say this for a long time but, you're starting to turn senile and crazy, and we gotta get out of here before you start yelling and whacking us with your walking stick. Griff remarked. Can it Griff? Sarge yelled. It was only a suggestion. What use can ya do with a glowing piece of rock, if you can't do anything with it? Wait, did you just say glowing? Simmons asked. Everyone looks at the red gem and see that it beginning to spark all of a sudden. It seems to react to the teleporter right next to it. Because it started to glow green with a portal, the static forms for what it looks like some sort of large building, similar to that of a school. What the fuck is going on right now? Griff asked, albeit a bit panicked at what he's witnessing. Wait, is that Beacon Academy? Yang exclaimed, while observing the portal. I think it is. The red gemstone is powering up the teleporter somehow. Blake said, examining both the gemstone and the portal. Holy shit, you're right. We may have discovered a way to get you all back to your home after all. Simmons exclaimed with excitement in his voice. Before anyone can do anything, the teleporter started to spark a few times, and then it immediately shuts down, causing the portal to disappear altogether. Damn it, Yang yelled. We were this close to going home. Don't worry about it, Yang. Blake reassured. I think if we try to fix the teleporter, we'll be sure to get back to Beacon Academy thanks to the red gem Sarge found. Hey, I'm always happy to help a lil lady in need. Sarge said. I can't believe it. We were able to make a teleporter that can bring people to their desired destination at anywhere in the world. Simmons yelled with glee. Oh man, just think of the possibilities we can do with this. Well, what are we waiting for? Sarge asked. Let's get to fixin' on the double boys. Aw for fuck's sake, we have to do more work around here. Griff asked, still being his lazy self. The blue team are outside still discussing their plans from earlier, meanwhile their tank is slowing driving near them, without them noticing her. Church begins to explain the plan in full detail. So, Caboose is going up front talking to her, and then while he's got her distracted, you sneak around the back, access the panel, and shut her down. Okay, I'll do it. Tex replied. What, that's it? You will. Church was surprised. No bargaining. No ridiculous demands. No. Tex answered. I'm trying to find O'Malley and his friend. In a way, you guys are helping me. If anyone should be making demands, it should be you. Wait really? RWBY said, with a hint of excitement in her voice. Oh, well, in that case, we won. Forget it. Deal's done. Tex said. Damn it. Church groaned. I was actually looking forward to that, RWBY said, feeling a little disappointed. How should I distract Sheila? Caboose asked. Just talk to her. Keep her attention. That's it, Church stated. You don't have anything to worry about, Caboose. I'm sure you'll do great out there. RWBY assured Caboose. I don't know, we kind of have a history together. Caboose pointed out. She may not want to talk to me. So, wait, what does he mean by history? RWBY asked. Long story short, Caboose and our tank Sheila are alike, in love in a weird, and complicated way. Church answered. I don't think it's weird. Expressing love to something is a great way to reveal an extension of ourselves, showing as a part of us and our character. Even if it's a talking tank, there's nothing wrong with showing how much you care for it. RWBY explains while imagining her weapon with delight. Caboose sniffed as if there was something in his nose, feeling a bit sad, yet happy by RWBY's speech. That was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard, in all of my life. This is why I don't deal with children, Church muttered. Anyway, Caboose, Tex and I have a rough history. Doesn't mean we can't be professional and hold a conversation. I wouldn't exactly call them conversations, Tex remarked. Church groaned, feeling stressed out. Get off my back, woman. Can't you see I'm working here? Please, you call this working? Tex questioned. RWBY steps into their conversation. Hey, there's no need to fight, you two. We don't want to cause any trouble. See, this is exactly what could happen with me and Sheila. Caboose began, only with more getting shots by tanks. Caboose, if that happened, I'm sure the shell would just bounce off you and land on me somehow. Church said. RWBY chuckled for a bit, until Church stares at her, giving her an aggressive look that made her stop. She puts her hand close to her mouth. Cough ahem, sorry. Church sighs. Just smooth talk her. I don't know how to do that. Caboose said, feeling unsure on what to do. Just tell her she's pretty or that she got that new tank smell or something. Church suggested. Compliment her treads, it doesn't matter. I don't know. It's easy. Look here, just practice on RWBY. She's a nice girl, Church said. RWBY smiled hearing Church said that. It reminded her of her own father in a way. She's happy to help her friend Caboose. Or Tex, she's womanish. Pardon me, Tex said, not liking the way Church had just described her. Do you want Caboose to run decoy for you? Or do you want to try this on your own? Church asked. Boom. The tank fired another round onto the canyon's walls, and exploded behind Tex, missing her, while the ground began to shake once more. I see your point, Tex replied. Go ahead. While the three are about to start talking to each other, Tucker and Weiss are both approaching to their respective team. Hello RWBY, hello Tex. Caboose began. Dude, you will not believe what Doc just pulled off. Tucker said to Church. Shut up, Tucker. Don't interrupt, Church replied harshly. Interrupt what? Tucker asked. What are you all doing anyway? Weiss asked as well. Caboose starts to speak. RWBY, I think you are a nice girl, who's also not regular, but that's also not a bad thing either. You remind me of Little Red Riding Hood with cookies in her basket, fresh, chocolatey cookies, that I would like to eat with you right now, because you are my friend. RWBY snickered. Thanks Caboose, you're a nice friend as well. Weiss raised her eyebrow. Seriously, what's going? What is Caboose and RWBY are doing? And why am I feeling jealous all of a sudden? Weiss. Not now, Church yelled. Tex, I think you are pretty, and you haven't hurt my body in a long time, so I was hoping that we could talk and be friends maybe and hold hands and you would go out with me, and when you went with me, you would be my real girlfriend. Caboose said in complete honesty. I think that would be nice, Caboose. Tex replied, while also cringing a bit and trying her hardest to be nice towards him. We should, definitely, do that. What the hell? Tex, have you gone crazy? Tucker exclaimed, not knowing what's going on right now. If you want to get with somebody, get with me, the love doctor. I'm a real man. I will rock your fucking world. Weiss facepalmed. She already doesn't like Tucker's perverted behavior, but she felt like she wants to get rid of him already, if she was allowed to reveal her weapon to the blue team. RWBY was left confused on what Tucker meant, while Tex slowly stared at Church, indicating that she wants him to explain why Tucker talking to her that way. Hey, don't look at me. Church replied. He's not part of the plan. Before you do, I recommend the ball kicking method, it usually helps with dim-witted dolts like him. Weiss suggested. Tex then kicked Tucker in his pelvis, resulting in him, yet again screaming in pain, while covering his crotch with his hands. Ow! Tucker shouted, as he kneeled down on his knees. What is going on around here? I don't think I'm gonna use Tucker's Rock Your World line. Caboose said. I think I'm gonna stick with my own material. The red, the blue, and the Grimm Part 1. Tucker is running around the blue base. He's trying to find his alien kid, Junior, who is apparently missing. Junior. 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 He tries to call out his name, but didn't know where to look for him. Hey, Junior, where'd you go? Honk. Tucker then heard Junior's voice. It was coming from inside the blue base. Once he went inside, he finally found him. There you are, Tucker said. Honk. Junior said happily. You little rascal. Honk. Nearby in another room, Doc is examining Kaikaina, and is observing her entire body to give her a full checkup on her health status. Okay, sister. Any other conditions I should know about? Doc asked. Let's see. You know about all the ways I'm contagious, so I don't know, Kaikaina replied. From around the corner, Tucker spots Kaikaina's armor lying on the ground. He crouches behind the wall, making sure that they don't see him, as he eavesdrops on their conversation. Hey, what's going on here? Tucker said. Oh, I'm colorblind, Kaikaina said to Doc. Really? That's weird, Doc commented. But I don't think it'll cause any problems here. Okay, go ahead and bend over. Sure, like this. Wow, yeah, you're really limber and in really great shape. Doc compliments her, while examining her body. Yeah, I am, Kaikaina replied. I'm not playing against you in Twister. Doc joked. Check this out. Wowzers, I didn't even know a leg can bend that far. Doc was impressed. That is a leg, right? Okay, oh, by the way, sorry if my hands are cold. Doc then puts his medical scanner on Kaikaina's body, while Tucker is still listening to what they're doing. With Junior behind him, he's enjoying every second on what's happening. That's cool. Sorry my body's a little hot. Kaikaina apologized, and being seductive at the same time. Hey, do you guys need any help in there? Tucker asked very loudly, while also trying to stay out of their sight. Kaikaina was a bit startled by Tucker's voice. Huh, is someone spying on us? Yes. Hot. No, we're good, Doc answered. Hey, sister, do you want me to turn up the heat or something? You look like you're. I'll be okay, Kaikaina assured. Hard nipples won't kill you. I could just walk around this corner if you need me to. Tucker insisted, standing near Kaikaina's armor. It wouldn't be a problem. We've got it, Doc yelled. Hey, sorry I got you all wet before. I don't even know how that bucket of baby oil got up on that shelf. That was weird. That's okay. I think it'll actually help, Kaikaina replied. Squeezing these puppies into the armor can be a little difficult. Maybe I should just look in there and see if there's. What do you think you're doing? Everyone was taken aback from a very loud and familiar voice that was coming from the other side of the room. Tucker looks behind him, and see a very pissed off Weiss. She's approaching him with a spiteful look she's giving him. Yikes, that's one scary set of vocal cords, Doc commented. Hey Doc, I think now would be a bad time to mention that her yelling made me pee a little, and now there's a hole in the floor with smoke coming off of it. Kaikaina observed, pointing at the ground. Wait what? Doc said. Tucker tries to respond. Oh, I was just. Are you seriously trying to spy on Kaikaina while she's getting a medical exam? Weiss exclaimed. I knew you were a degenerate, but you have definitely gone too far. Look, I can explain. RWBY and I are trying to help Blue Team with your tank problem, and you're over here still being a disgusting pervert as usual, Weiss stated, while pinching the bridge of her nose. Tucker, Doc said. I suggest if you two take your little dispute outside of the base. What we're doing in here is pretty routine. Hey, are you double jointed? Yeah, Kaikaina replied. Tucker sighed. Great. Honk. Junior yelled. Don't rub it in, Tucker retorted. The Blue Team, along with RWBY, are crouching from a small hill hidden from the tank's view. Tex is quietly sneaking from the far side of the canyon near Blue Team's base, so she can disable Sheila without her noticing. I don't know what to say, Caboose said to Church. It's okay Caboose, you have nothing to worry about. RWBY assures. Just walk up to her, and talk to her as a friend, you got this. Yeah, what RWBY said. Church agreed. Just go out there, hold her attention, and don't say anything stupid. No, wait, be natural. Say stupid stuff. Go. As on command, Caboose slowly crouch walk to their tank. He faces Sheila right next to her cannon, and tries to come up with a conversation while not letting her notice anything suspicious going on with Blue Team's plan in action. Hello Sheila. Caboose greets her. How are you doing? Sheila looks down to see Caboose. Oh, hello, Caboose. Actually, I'm not functioning at my optimal capacity. My internal diagnostics indicate I am having mechanical issues. How are you? While Caboose is distracting Sheila, Tex is silently sneaking behind the tank from afar. Caboose did not know how to respond back, he is having trouble knowing what to say next. Caboose, say good, RWBY whispered, as she popped her head up from behind the small hill. What? Oh, good. Pretty good, really good. I am great, I am absolutely perfect, Caboose replied. That's too good, Church whispered harshly. Now I am depressed, Caboose stated. I am doing bad, I don't know if I can go on. RWBY observed Caboose talking to Sheila, she has a sad look on her face. Poor Caboose, I feel kinda bad for him right now. Church scoffed. Really? You feel bad for someone like him? Well yeah, RWBY answered. It looks like he's struggling to talk to her, maybe if you guys haven't been so mean to him lately, he would be a lot more happy trying to have a conversation with her. Church sighs in annoyance. You try having an idiot be a part of your team for God knows how long, I bet you'll abandon him the moment he joins with your team. RWBY was taken aback by him. What? I would never do that. A team leader would never do something so terrible, especially if they're your friends. Church felt a bit irritated by RWBY's statement, he knows she is still younger than him, so he tries to be nice towards her, even if his approach is a bit too direct. Look here kid, I've been dealing with morons like him and Tucker all my life. So don't go lecturing me about how I should treat them, you're still a teenager, you don't know what it's like to live in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of idiots who strapped a bomb to your body. RWBY was speechless, she knows that Church isn't the friendliest guy around, but she didn't think he would go that far to treat his teammates as if they barely mean anything to him. She didn't want to argue with him any longer, so she focuses on Caboose still trying to distract Sheila, while Tex is getting closer to disabling her entirely. You seem distracted, Caboose. Sheila said. I'm not distracted, Caboose replied. I'm distracting. See, that's different because I'm doing it to you. What? Sheila was confused. What? Both RWBY and Church exclaimed. I mean, I'm very distractible, with a high degree of distractiveness. Ahem. Caboose. Talk about something else, so she won't notice anything weird. RWBY whispered. Yeah, try changing the subject shithead. Church whispered harshly, which made RWBY glare at him. Okay. Caboose whispered back. Sheila, have you seen Tex? This response caused Church to panic a little and stood up from his position. What? Church, don't blow our cover, RWBY said, not wanting Sheila to notice them. Church crouches back down to avoid being detected. Oh, what? What? Sheila said. Tex is behind her looking at Caboose, she's signaling him to cut it out, and is still finding a way to shut her down. Sheila, do you know what's my favorite thing to do is? Caboose asked. Not look behind myself, you should try doing that. Sheila does not know what to say, she continues to stare at Caboose in silence. Do you like to collect stamps? Church stood right back up, already giving up on their distraction plan. Hey, Caboose, I think it's wrong for the three of us to die because you're an idiot, so I'm going to take off now, okay? See ya, bye. He turns around and was about to walk off in the opposite direction. Until RWBY grab a hold of his hand. The hell, Church, what do you think you're doing? RWBY exclaimed. Trying not to die. Church answered. Come on RWBY. Just admit that Caboose doesn't have what it takes here. He already fuck us over with this little shithole of a plan. RWBY glared at Church in anger. How could you? You're supposed to be their team leader. And you would just abandon them. Hey, I don't know what you see in him, but I just can't trust him to do anything right. Church retorted. You don't know that. He's still giving it his all. That at least shows he's good at getting the job done, and you're here being a bully to your teammate. RWBY remarked. For the last time, he's not my goddamn teammate. And we're not friends. I don't want us to die because of Caboose's stupid fucking mistake. Church yelled. Please don't go. Caboose pleaded, as he looked behind him to see the two bickering with each other. I am not leaving, Sheila replied. Oh, good, stay. Caboose said. You are acting strangely and I would like to find out why. Sheila questioned. Oh, okay, Caboose is having a problem to come up with a response to her question. Ya see, he's a lost cause. A fuck up, Church remarked. RWBY gasped slightly at his comment. I can't believe you would do this. Is it really that hard to have a little faith to your partner? Faith, Church exclaimed in anger. You want me to have faith in someone who can't. Caboose the Omega AI has been missing, and everyone has been attempting to find him. Sheila explains to Caboose. RWBY and Church observed Caboose and Sheila's conversation. They were stunned at what they had just discovered. The Omega AI isn't corrupting their tank in the slightest, and apparently it had already left to go somewhere else. Wait, what? Church said. The AI thing is not inside of her right now. RWBY questioned. If you continue to act erratically, they may mistakenly think he is inside of you. Sheila stated. And take drastic measures against you. Oh, I wouldn't want them to do that. Caboose commented. Exactly. RWBY felt a little relieved to Sheila caring for Caboose all of a sudden. See, Caboose knows what he's doing, and we just learned that the evil AI is not in her right now. It wouldn't hurt to trust in your partners from time to time. Are you serious, RWBY? I call bullshit. What if she's just lying to bait him? Church asked. RWBY raised her eyebrow. What? Why? We finally know that the AI is not messing with the tank. It's not like she's trying to hurt him or anything like that. Luckily, I know where Omega is. Sheila answered. You do? Where? Caboose asked. He is inside static blue ore. Sheila's voice fades as she shuts down in a couple of seconds. Tex then stepped out of the way from behind the tank. Got it. Oh, come on. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Church shouted. Ow, we were so close. RWBY said in frustration. Who is Blair? Caboose questioned. At the red base, Sarge, Simmons, and Blake are all helping each other out into getting their teleporter working again. Sarge is patching out any leaks coming out of the machine by using some duct tape. Simmons is installing a motherboard into the center of the teleporter with some wires attached to the ledges supporting it, and Blake is screwing in some pieces of metal to the two small support beams that is holding it all together. Griff is standing away from the teleporter, while holding the red gem from earlier. Okay. Looks like we're almost done, sir. Simmons stated. Sarge puts down the duct tape, and walks to Simmons. Great work, men. And lady. Really? Blake deadpanned. This teleporter is looking pretty great. The things we can do to overthrow the blue team is a worthy contraption by the proud army of red. Sarge yelled with pride. Thank you, sir. It took a really long time to install the motherboard into the center, and having to make sure the streams of the portal device is able to generate enough power to allow a group of individuals to come out to the other side safely. Simmons explained in great amount of details. Right, sure, all that science crap and, Griff. Sarge yelled at his insubordinate partner. What do ya think you're doing with my shiny treasure? Hey, I'm not doing anything, no need to get so uppity about it. Griff remarked. Last time I checked, someone in orange tried to steal my prized possession after knocking me out with a fire extinguisher. Sarge reminded him. He got you there, Griff. Simmons commented. I already told you it was an accident. How the hell am I supposed to know it would catch on fire? Griff exclaimed. At least the rations I ate was still salvageable. Simmons stared at Griff, tilting his head at his response. Wait, you mean you still ate that crap? It was burnt, Griff. It was covered in soot and ashes from the fire you caused. It still tasted good in the end. Griff shrugged. Although now might be a bad time to mention that those remaining MREs were meant for Sarge, but hey, who's checking on the labels anyway? Why you lazy, dirty, insubordinate, good for nuttin', son of a. Guys. The Reds turned around to see Blake calling them out. She was already pointing at the newly made portal device that her team had made. There were two gray metal pillars curved around the extra wiring connected to the main computer console on the left side. Duct tape is shown to be on the edges of the portal to keep it from falling apart, and on top of a small metal weapon crate, a stool with a glass cylindrical container with some wires connecting to the portal on the right side of it, is ready for the gemstone to be put inside for it to be operational. I'm already done screwing in the last pieces of the portal while you three were arguing. Now are we going to test it to see if we can get my team to go home? Or are we just going to stand around and talk all day? Blake said sarcastically. The Reds looked towards her awkwardly for a few seconds, not knowing what to say after seeing someone younger than them had already finished the work for them. Sarge began to clear his throat. Ahem, right, Simmons. On it, sir. Simmons saluted. He walked towards the left side of the portal near the computer console. He starts to type in what appears to be some sort of code into the computer, and when he did, the headlight on top of the portal blinked red a few times, indicating that the portal is turned on and is in use. Portal is on standby. Griff, put in the red gemstone if you will. Alright, but only because I don't get to do anything else after that. Griff complained. He moved to the glass container, removed the top lid, and put in the red gemstone. BZZZT. It glows for a little bit, and then some sparks of electricity were shown to be encircling around the gem. The portal inside starts to show a little visual of what seems to be the location of Beacon Academy. The team look at the machine in awe, and how much it'll be of great use for them. By God, men, I think it's safe to say, we have achieved something of the great beyond over yonder. Sarge exclaimed with pride. I can't believe it. We were able to create our own form of teleportation. Just think what we could do with this kind of technology. Simmons said, excited to see it be brought to life. And it's all thanks to that gemstone. Griff, isn't this just amazing? Huh, yeah, sure whatever, Griff said hazily. So, do you think this will actually work? Blake asked Simmons. It should, I'm 95% sure it'll all work out in the end. Simmons said hypothetically. Blake sighs. I'm afraid to ask, what's the other 5%? Oh, there may be a slight chance that the machine might malfunction in an unexpected way that may cause it to break apart, but considering we got it working for a few minutes, I'd say we're making steady progress. Simmons stated, while also reassuring Blake. By the way, where's Yom? She's outside of the base playing games on her scroll. She said that this sort of work doesn't suit her in the slightest. Blake replied. Because of course she is, Simmons said flatly. Wait, how did you manage to finish building the remaining pieces for the portal? I don't really see you to be of high intelligence when it comes to this sort of procedure, no offense. That's because you left the instructions right there. Blake answered. She points at a book nearby the portal with the title, How to Build Portals 101 for Dummies. I kind of forgot we have that. Simmons said. Blake rolls her eyes. She's glad that they might have found a way back home for her team, but admits that the past few hours have been pretty hectic all things considered. She doesn't even know how long it has been ever since they have arrived in this new place, and she's pretty sure that the sun hasn't moved at all, almost as if it had never gotten dark around here. The portal is still showing the image of Beacon Academy. Blake was about to reach her scroll to call the other three, but for a split second, she heard a strange noise that felt a little faint to the red team to notice it. For a split second, she heard a tiny glitching sound coming from the portal. She was a little hesitant to realize what was going on with it, but she decided to still call her friends anyway. Outside of the blue base, Tucker and Weiss are outside after she caught him in the act of eavesdropping on Kaikina's medical examination. Weiss has a stern expression across her face. She crosses her arms, and is about to speak to Tucker about what happened earlier. Seriously, are you thick, or is your mind truly that deep in the gutters? Weiss scolded. I'm over here trying to make sure we don't end up in harm's way after the Tank in Texas incident, and you're over here trying to spy on Kaikina like some creepy old man, you degenerate. Tucker sighs. Look man, I don't know what else to tell ya. It's part of my character. We don't have any chicks in this entire canyon for goddamn ages, and the moment we do, I couldn't help myself. I mean, is it really that bad to gain some action every once in a while? Yes. Yes, it is. Weiss answered directly. Your team is out there trying to handle this whole AI problem going on, while you're over here being a useless, arrogant, empty-headed dolt as usual. Having to deal with your disgusting alien child is already weird enough, but you are on a whole another level entirely. Hey, you can insult me all you want, but you leave my kid out of this. Tucker retorted. Oh please, you're not that intimidating in the slightest. Weiss deadpanned. I doubt any of you can put up that much of a fight anyway. You clearly lack both the skills and intelligence necessary to even become a soldier anyway. I may have only known Junior for at least 3, 4 days, hours, whatever. I know him enough to show that I at least care for someone deeply. Now can you just leave me be? You're really starting to annoy the shit out of me every time you bother me. Tucker whined, not wanting to deal with Weiss any longer. Weiss scoffed at his petty insult. I'm trying so hard to get through this mess. We're brought here into an unknown location, with no way to go back to Vale or Beacon Academy. And now we're stuck with a bunch of idiots who've done nothing but stand around and talk all day, because they have nothing better to do with their lives. Oh, I'll have you know my life isn't sad at all. Tucker retorted. In fact, it's full of excitement. Excitement that makes me feel good. Bo chicka bo. Thwacked. Ow. The back of my head. Tucker was fortunately not kicked in the midsection, but instead, was chopped on the head by Weiss. She swung her right hand in a swinging motion, and is already frustrated having to argue with him all day long. He fell to the ground, covering his head with both of his hands. You know, I wanted to ball kick you after you wasted my time with your nonsense, but I did not want to drag out this conversation for what felt like an eternity. Weiss stated. So, be thankful that I decided to at least give you some shred of mercy today. Tucker held his head in pain. He felt a little relieved Weiss didn't ball kick him, after surviving getting kicked in his pelvic area thrice in the same day. Oh okay, it won't happen again, I swear. Tucker groaned in pain and agony. HMPH, you're willing to learn from your mistakes, I guess. You better not act like that towards my teammates as well, got that? Weiss asked. She won't let Tucker's perverted influence to spread to her friends and infect them like some sort of plague. I promise. Tucker replied instantly. Ring, 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 asterisk. Something was ringing from inside of Weiss's pocket. She reaches inside of it, and it turns out someone is trying to call her from her scroll. She answers it, and held it close to her ear. Hello. In the middle of the field, a few feet from the blue base. The blue team, along with RWBY and Tex, are near the tank thanks to Tex shutting her down. You want us to turn her back on again? After we just went through all the trouble to shut her down? Church questioned. But she said she knows where O'Malley is. Caboose insinuated. I agree with Caboose here, Church. RWBY joined. She didn't try to go all haywire at us, or anything like that. She seemed like she was having a sweet conversation with him. What makes you think that a talking destructive tank, who is out here trying to kill us, is put in the same category as sweet? Church exclaimed. Well, I mean, she was very friendly once you get to know her better. RWBY said nervously, while scratching the back of her head. Why are you so, look, I get it, she was in the middle of saying something important. Church said. But that's the problem, we know she was infected by the O'Malley AI, so we can't be sure whether she was telling the truth or not. Tex, what do you think? Church turns to see Tex is heading to their location, after having to disable Sheila altogether. Can we turn her back on again or something? Disable her guns or something? Not a chance. Tex replied. She's a wreck back here, I'm not even sure how she was operational anyway. Oh, I know. We could put her inside my head like O'Malley. Caboose said ecstatically. I've got lots of extra room in there. Yeah, I bet, and no. Church deadpanned. She's not that kind of AI. Wait, you can just put a tiny AI person in your head? RWBY questioned, while also looking a bit uncomfortable. That's kind of creepy. It's fine, RWBY. Church reassures. You're not wearing a helmet with a radio communication like us, he won't take over your body. It can take over your bodies as well. RWBY was surprised by this fact. Yeah, I don't know, I like to keep my body just the way it is, thank you very much. Church sighs. I said you're fine. It's an AI, it will more than likely try to take over our bodies anyway, and thankfully we all turned off our radio communications earlier before the situation can get hairy. As I was saying, she could only be moved forward if we had a similar class of vehicle. Tex explained Sheila's functionality. Is there any other tanks or big vehicles we could put her in? Ruby asked. I'm not really sure. Church replied. We can't use the Warthog because that doesn't have anything. Church stares at the tank for a couple of seconds. He then thought of a solution to their problem. Wait a minute, Tex, the ship. Can we move her into one of those onboard computers? If we set up a hard line, yeah. Tex answered. I bet we could do it. Church, wait. Tucker, wait up. The blue team were confused on where that yelling was coming from, and it just so happens to be Tucker running out of the blue base, along with Weiss, who is trying to catch up to him. They both ran towards their location. Weiss looks like she's a bit out of breath, while Tucker has something important to say. Is that Tucker? He's running pretty fast, Ruby commented. Church, hold on a second, I've got something to tell you. Tucker yelled with urgency. Tucker, what? What is it? Church asked. I just wanted to say, I've got a hard line Tex can use. Bo chicka bow wow. Tucker said, he couldn't help himself. Everyone, except for Ruby and Caboose, groaned at Tucker's inappropriate one-liner. Weiss held her right hand high in the air. Tucker noticed this, and he instantly held his hands up. That's the last one, I promise. Just had to get that out of my system. Tucker said quickly. Weiss then put her hand down, and scowled at him. Fine. I don't get it, what did he meant by a har? Ep. It's nothing you need to know. Weiss cut her off, not wanting her to understand what he was saying due to her young innocence. How did you even hear that? Tex asked. Tucker scoffed. Hey, I'm like Superman, I know when I'm needed. Oh, for fuck's sake, Tucker. Church yelled, annoyed by Tucker's random appearance. We're busy with something here, what's the rush anyway? It's not me who wants to talk to you. Tucker said, he points at Weiss. Ruby, I just got a call from Blake. She said that she was able to find a way to get us all back home. Weiss said. Ruby was surprised by this new info. She didn't think they were able to find a way after the book incident. Wait, really? That's great. We have to go right now. Hold on. Before Ruby could go to her other two teammates, Church interjected. How the hell did she manage to build a portal of her own? Our own teleporter has been busted up the ass for ages. Well, you see, Blake mentioned that they made a teleporter with the red team, and we need to act quickly because there may be a chance it won't stay stable for long. Weiss explained. Church was skeptical of the sudden turn of events. How do we know this isn't some kind of trap? Weiss sighed, realizing the need for reassurance. I understand your concerns, but Blake has assured me that it's our only way back. She's already gone through it herself to confirm its safety. We need to trust her on this. Tex, ever the cautious one, spoke up. And how do we know we won't get ambushed by them? Tucker rolled his eyes inside his helmet. Come on, Tex, did they look like the mastermind type to you? I considered myself the master of mimes. Caboose said. I'm sure Tucker would be the type to become that. Mimes are scary, Tucker's scary. Oh, shut up Caboose, you're more like the master of being an absolute dumbass. Tucker retorted. Tex shot him a glare, unamused by Tucker's antics. Meanwhile, Ruby, anxious to return home, urged everyone to focus. Look, we can stand here arguing or take the chance for my team to go back home. I trust Blake, and we don't have time to waste. Ruby's right, Weiss added. We can argue later. Right now, we need to get our team through that teleporter to get back to Beacon. Church sighed in resignation. Fine, let's do it. But if this turns out to be a trap, Weiss, I swear. Weiss nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. I get it, Church. Let's just hope for the best. With that, the group, led by Tucker and Weiss, hurriedly moved towards the designated location. At the red base, Sarge, the leader of the red team, observed the approaching group with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. What in the blazes? Sarge exclaimed. Sir, what's going on? Simmons asked. Men, battle stations, front and center, Sarge yelled. Blake and Yang approached next to them. What's going on? What's with all the screaming? Yang asked as well. Don't worry about it, that's just Sarge getting all uppity about the blue team coming to us. Like he does all the time, because he couldn't leave me alone for 5 seconds without pulling up his shotgun on my ass, Griff deadpanned with sass in his tone. Quiet you, Sarge remarked. Men, ladies, I'm gonna be serious when I say this, but I believe today is a good day T. They're already here. Simmons observed the outside of their base. What? Sarge said. The blue team, they're already here. They're waiting outside as we speak. What? Sarge exclaimed in confusion. BBU but. The battle stations. The blue team arriving. We had this all planned out to overthrow them. Sarge. I just gotten a text from our partner Weiss. She said that the blue team wants to call for a temporary alliance until our team are brought back home. Yang added to the conversation. Sarge was in disbelief, caught off guard by the unexpected turn of events. Temporary alliance, you say? With the blues? Well, butter my biscuits. This is a strange day indeed. Simmons nodded, attempting to keep the situation under control. Yes, sir. We've got our teleporter set up, and Weiss is vouching for their sincerity. It's all a bit confusing, but I think we're working together now. Griff chimed in. Looks like today's the day we joined forces with the blues. Who would have thought? Sarge shook his head, trying to process the information. All right, team. Stand down from battle stations. It seems we've got ourselves a peculiar partnership with the blue menaces. Blake stepped forward, addressing the red team with a calm demeanor. We need your assistance to ensure the stability of the teleporter. Once our team is back home, we can all go our separate ways. Yang cracked her knuckles with a grin. So, what's the plan, Sarge? Are you going to help us out or what? Sarge, despite his initial resistance, squared his shoulders. Well, it goes against every instinct I have, but if it's for the greater good. Griff interrupted. Or the greater of doing nothing. Or the greater of doing nothing, then fine. We'll help the blues, but the moment they try anything fishy, I want my shotgun ready. Understood. The red team, along with Blake and Yang, nodded in agreement, and with a strange mixture of tension and cooperation, both teams prepared to embark on an unexpected journey together. Little did they know, the challenges they would face as allies would be just as daunting as those they faced as enemies. The blue team, along with RWBY and Weiss, arrived at the top of the red base, where they were met by a skeptical and slightly bewildered red team. The air was thick with tension as both teams eyed each other cautiously. RWBY, unable to contain her excitement, stepped forward. Hey there. So, thanks for helping my team out, RWBY greeted, attempting to break the ice. Anytime Lil, Red, Sarge replied. I trust you a lot more than I can say for the blues, it's more so because you're. Simmons sighs. Is it because she's a leader of your team? Sarge finished. I always view you as someone with a good head on your shoulders. Simmons was a little surprised by this. Oh, wow sir, this is the first time I see you. But mostly because you're red, could have been a great addition to red team all things considered. Sarge added. And there it is, Simmons muttered. RWBY, being the delightful person she is, grinned at his compliment. Church however, was looking to be a little impatient with the way things are now, he steps into the conversation. Alright, enough of that mushy crap, we're only here so we can finally send the girls back home, and hopefully put an end to this bizarre alliance. So, can we skip the compliments and get to the teleporter business? Church interjected. Sarge shot a glare at Church. Always the killjoy, aren't you, Blue? Church shrugged, just trying to keep things on track, Sarge. We're not here for a red-blue love fest. Tucker was a bit grossed out by his statement. No offense dude but, no homo. Griff scoffed at his comment. PFT, says the guy who had sex with an alien and got pregnant. Fuck you too yellow. Tucker yelled. For the love of Christ, I'm orange for crying out loud. Griff corrected with exasperation. Well to be fair, it's kind of hard to tell with your armor on. Yang said. My sister is literally the only one here with yellow armor, is it really that hard for any one of you to tell the difference? Griff asked, already bothered by this mistake multiple times. I don't know, it's hard to concentrate upon first viewing. Yang teased, causing everyone to groan at her poorly made joke. Ha 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 ha, I don't get it, Caboose said. I hate you all, Griff deadpanned. You couldn't help yourself, huh Yang? Blake asked, glaring at her partner. Yang shrugged. I just saw a good opportunity in the wind, and took it. Hey dumbasses. They all heard a booming loud voice that startled a few in the area. They turned to see it was Tex, who was looking to be a bit angry at this outcome. "Will you all just get it over with already?" Tex said, feeling stressed out. "I'm on my mission to find O'Malley in this canyon, and I don't have time for your ridiculous banter." Weiss, trying to diffuse the tension, spoke up. "Tex is right. Let's focus on the task at hand. We appreciate your help, and we want to make this as quick and smooth as possible." Tucker couldn't resist her comment. "Bo chicka bow wow." Weiss shot him a disapproval glare, causing him to back away from a few feet. "Last one. Promise." Church steps in. "Yeah, sorry about that. Let's just use the teleporter, get the girls home, and move on with our lives." Sarge, still slightly annoyed, nodded in agreement. "Fine by me. Simmons, Griff, stop yapping and ensure that teleporter works like it's supposed to." Simmons saluted. "Yes, sir." Griff grumbled but followed Simmons toward the teleporter. "Let's just hope this thing doesn't explode or something." While the red team are preparing the teleporter to send Team RWBY back to where they came from, Church on the other hand, got something on his mind. He slightly glanced at RWBY and the others, wondering about the words that is constantly playing in his head. "I won't let you down, Dad." He believes that RWBY was just speaking nonsense at first, but ever since her team was so hyper-fixated on that book Tex found it earlier, he wants to know more about what exactly is going on. "RWBY." RWBY looked over her shoulder to see Church's hand on her side. He looks like he has something important to say to her. "We need to talk, but not here, just follow me, okay?" Church said. Sure." RWBY responded, a hint of confusion in her voice. As Church led RWBY away from the bustling preparations at the teleporter, he chose a quieter spot where their conversation wouldn't be overheard. Once they were a safe distance away, Church hesitated for a moment before speaking. "Look, earlier when we were about to die at the hand of, well, my ex-girlfriend from before. You said something that sort of weirded me out." "What do you mean?" RWBY asked. "Don't play dumb, RWBY, I know what you said to me." Church stated. I'm sorry, Church, I don't know what you're talking abo. "You called me Dad," Church said firmly. RWBY widens her eyes. She felt anxious after learning that Church is aware and questioning her by the minute. I mean, I was caught in the moment, and you were about to, and I." Church cut her off, his tone softening. "RWBY, as disturbing as that imagery being implemented into my head right now, I'm not here to judge. But it's not something you just blurt out in the heat of the moment. There's something more to this, isn't there?" RWBY bit her lip, hesitating before she spoke. "When my team was in Beacon Academy, we were assigned on a mission by our headmaster, Ozpin. He told us to retrieve a relic somewhere in Mountain Glen. When my team went to retrieve the box, we were gonna transport it home on the Bullhead. It was going well, until I opened the box. I was curious to see what was in it, but it turns out to be the book you saw, and when I opened it, it flashed a very bright light that almost blinded us all." She paused for a few seconds. She felt a little worried if Church is going to believe her or not. She continues anyway to see what will happen afterwards. "And now, we're here. I know it's completely weird and out of the ordinary, like something you see in a strange sci-fi movie, but it's true. My team is now in a canyon we haven't heard of, and if the teleporter works, we'll be back home." Church listened intently to RWBY's explanation, his skepticism gradually turning into a mix of surprise and concern. He mulled over her words, the mention of a mysterious box, a blinding light, and the sudden displacement of her team into this unfamiliar canyon. The pieces of the puzzle were starting to come together, though the picture painted was still unclear. "Wait, so this book, or whatever it is, transported you here?" Church asked, trying to wrap his head around the surreal story. RWBY nodded. "Exactly. You have got to be kidding me," Church said. "RWBY, everything you just said sounded like the most ridiculous made-up story I had ever heard." "I know. But that's how it went down," RWBY replied. "That's how I remembered it anyway. I don't know where we are, or why we're here, but all I know is that we need to get my team back to Beacon Academy." "Okay, that still doesn't explain why you called me Dad," Church stated. That's because, well, RWBY, what is going on?" Church questioned. RWBY was feeling uneasy at Church's insistence on the peculiar choice of words. She took a deep breath, deciding it was time to share a truth that seemed too surreal even for her. Church RWBY. Church. As on K, the 3 members of RWBY are present with the other 2 members of the blue team. They hastily made their way to approach the duo, with panic spread across their faces. "Guys, what the hell is going on?" Church exclaimed in confusion. "Weiss, Blake, Young, what happened?" RWBY asked. "We were about to test the teleporter, and then, something went wrong," Weiss explained, her usually composed demeanor replaced by a sense of urgency. "It malfunctioned or reacted strangely. We couldn't control it." Young added with frustration, "Yeah, we were all ready to go home, but then all of a sudden that freaking jewel decided to go haywire. I knew I heard something strange, but I didn't expect it to become like this," Blake said, looking a bit worried. "What?" RWBY yelled, feeling a little scared. "The portal thing is not working. The little rock thing is not working. Everything is not working. I'm not working. What am I yelling at again?" Caboose panicked. "Caboose, calm down. Look, Church, we need you 2 back, like right now. This shit is about to be crazy," Tucker yelled. Church exchanged a quick glance with RWBY, both realizing the weight of the situation. "All right, show us where the problem is at." On the roof of Red Base, the teleporter is glitching out. Not only it was making static noises, but from the inside of the teleporter was sparks of lighting coming out dangerously. The red gemstone inside the glass container is glowing a bright light that is shining through the cracks. "Simmons, what in the plum done gone daggone diddly damn is going on with the teleporter?" Sarge exclaimed, panicking at the mess they accidentally created. Simmons, who was trying to analyze the situation, yelled over the commotion. "Sir, I can't figure out what's causing this. It's like the teleporter is having a meltdown." Sarge barked orders. "Simmons, fix it. Griff, hand me that wrench." Griff rolled his eyes but handed Sarge the wrench. "I still think this is a bad idea. Maybe we should just let the Blues deal with their own problems." Sarge shot Griff a disapproving look. "Griff, I won't tolerate any insubordination. Besides, we need to fix this before the teleporter blows up and takes us with it." "How the hell are we going to do that?" Tex yelled with suspense. I don't fucking know. I'm trying my best to fix it, but it's like the teleporter is rejecting my programming I've built into it," Simmons shouted, feeling a little freaked out. Sarge, now armed with the wrench, frantically tapped the side of the malfunctioning device. "Well, unreject it, Simmons. We're not looking for a one-way ticket to oblivion." As the red team worked frantically to troubleshoot the malfunctioning teleporter, the blue team and Team RWBY arrived on the scene, witnessing the chaotic situation. Church's eyes narrowed as he took in the glitching teleporter and the distressed expressions of the red team. "Okay, what did you idiots do now?" Church asked, a mix of annoyance and concern evident in his voice. Sarge, still tapping the teleporter with the wrench, shot back. "This ain't our fault, Blue. The dang teleporter's gone haywire." Tex crossed her arms, looking unimpressed. "Haywire. Seems like a regular Tuesday around here." Simmons, attempting to regain control, explained, "We were just testing it, and suddenly, it started acting up. It's like it doesn't want to send anyone through." RWBY, wide-eyed, turned to Church. "Is this normal for you guys?" Church sighed. "No, this is not normal. Well, it's sort of normal for us, but teleporters aren't supposed to malfunction like this." "So, how do we fix it?" Young asked. "It looks like it's about to explode in our faces. We could find some sort of way to disable its circuitry, but that would probably take a long time to do so," Weiss stated, trying to find some way to fix this mess. It's no use, we never dealt with something this extreme before," Blake pointed out. Griff mumbled under his breath. "This is why I said we should have left the blue team alone." Simmons shot Griff an annoyed look. "Quit complaining and help us fix this, Griff." Church, feeling the weight of the situation, stepped forward. "All right, let's figure this out. Tucker, any ideas? Have you tried turning it off and on again?" Tucker replied, giving off a pointless answer. "Oh, right, you're useless, never mind, Tex." Tex glanced at the malfunctioning teleporter, her eyes narrowing as she assessed the situation. "I've seen some messed up tech in my time, but this is a new one. I tried reconfiguring the coordinates, but it's like the teleporter is actively resisting any changes." Simmons added. Church puts his hand on the visor on his helmet, feeling a headache coming on. Great, so we're stuck here indefinitely. Don't get your circuits in a twist, Church. I'll figure something out, Tex said. As Tex approached the teleporter, the intensity of the sparks and the glow from the gemstone increased. The others watched with a mix of anticipation and uncertainty as Tex began working on the malfunctioning equipment. While that is happening, something else was glowing, but this time it was in Ruby's pocket. She took out the book that she retrieved from earlier and noticed that something even stranger is going on. Guys. Ruby's voice wavered as she held the book in her hands, its pages glowing with an ethereal light that seemed to respond to the chaos around them. Church, still focused on Tex's attempts to fix the teleporter, glanced briefly at Ruby. Now's not the time, Ruby. We're dealing with a potential teleporter explosion here. But Church, look at this. Ruby insisted, pointing to the book. It's glowing, and I don't think it's just because of the teleporter. Curiosity piqued, the members of both teams and RWBY turned their attention to Ruby and the mysterious book. The glow emanating from its pages seemed to pulse in sync with the teleporter's erratic behavior. What the fuck? Church swears at the shocking reveal. Oh hey, a book that glows, I love it when it do that, Caboose commented, which was ignored by everyone. Since when the fuck can a book glow? Please tell me this is part of your role-playing thing. It has to be right. Tucker questioned. Weiss, always analytical, stepped closer to Ruby. Ruby, why is the book all of a sudden glowing at this point in time? I don't know, you ask me. I don't know what's going on anymore. Ruby yelled, feeling a bit afraid. Tex looked over. Well, ain't that a fine mess? You brought a magical book into this whole teleporter situation. I didn't know it would do this. Ruby protested, a hint of frustration in her voice. As everyone watched, the glow from the book intensified, casting an otherworldly light on the rooftop. It began to float off of Ruby's hands and resonate with the energy of the red gemstone that is currently malfunctioning the teleporter, creating a strange connection between the two. What in the Sam Hill is going on here? Sarge exclaimed. Simmons, looking puzzled, said. This has got to be the weirdest tech malfunction I've ever seen. Books and teleporters shouldn't be interacting like this. I think I'm going to lie down for a while, I've seen too much today. Griff said. What is the book doing? Young asked while observing the book. The book, now suspended in midair, continued to glow brightly, its pages flipping on their own as if guided by an unseen force. The ethereal light intertwined with the chaotic energy of the malfunctioning teleporter, creating a mesmerizing yet unsettling display. Caboose, did you put something in my drink this morning? Tucker asked Caboose. Yep, it was a ton of orange juice, and maybe a bit of blood after your alien baby decided to drink me and whatnot. Today is fine. Caboose said, talking nonsense and is not unsettled at what's going on in front of him. Church, still trying to comprehend the situation, muttered, okay, this is officially the weirdest day of my life. Books don't just float and glow, and they certainly don't mess with teleporters. Tex, putting her work to a complete halt, approached the floating book with a raised eyebrow. Well, isn't that a sight? I've dealt with a lot of strange things, but a book pulling off a light show. That sure is hell not something you see every day. Wait, what's that? Ruby pointed at the book. It appears to have some text written in its light. It reads, chaos has ensued, beasts spawn into the scene, unexpected guest. As the words formed in the glowing light of the book, a sudden rumble echoed across the rooftop, and the air seemed to shimmer with an otherworldly energy. The members of both teams and Team RWBY exchanged uneasy glances, realizing that the situation was about to take an even stranger turn. Church, looking at the book with a mix of disbelief and frustration. Great, now the magical book is giving us ominous messages. Just what we needed. Goddammit, more weirdness that won't ever leave me alone. Griff yelled in annoyance. Tex, ever the pragmatist, approached Ruby. Kid, did you summon something with that book? Be honest. Ruby shook her head, still holding the floating book. I didn't summon anything. I just found this book, and now it's doing all of this on its own. The members of both teams and Team RWBY stood on edge as the rooftop began to shift. Unseen forces seemed to be at play, and the air hummed with an unpredictable energy. Simmons, trying to regain control of the situation, suggested. Maybe the book is predicting what's happening. If it mentioned unexpected guests, we should be prepared for anything. Who and the what now? Sarge said, not understanding if that made sense whatsoever. Yang, glancing around, asked, unexpected guests. Does that mean enemies, or is this some weird way of saying we're not alone? Please tell me we're alone. Please tell me we're alone. Please tell me we're alone. Griff panicked. I'm not sure, all we can do is be ready for what's to come. Blake said. No. The teleporter. Weiss yelled. They saw the teleporter is operating at a rapid speed, causing the red gemstone to shine even brighter than before. The rapid operation of the teleporter intensified, and the red gemstone inside the glass container pulsated with an otherworldly energy. The glitching noises grew louder, and the sparks of lightning emanating from within became more erratic, dancing dangerously around the teleporter. Simmons shouted over the tumult. I think it's reaching a critical state. Whatever is going on, it's getting worse. Sarge, gripping the wrench tightly, issued hurried orders. Simmons, do something. Tex, figure out how to stop this thing before it turns us all into space dust. As the red team scrambled to control the malfunctioning teleporter, the members of the blue team and Team RWBY watched with a mixture of concern and unease. The creatures mentioned in the glowing text of the book seemed to be drawing nearer. Their forms, while familiar looking, began flickering in and out of visibility like phantoms. Church, not liking this happening at all, felt very pissed off. Okay. That is it. RWBY, you said you brought the book. Now would be a good time to explain what the hell is going on here. RWBY gulped nervously under Church's gaze. I didn't mean for this to happen. Like I said before, Mateen was out searching for a book as part of our mission. I didn't expect something like this. Simmons, sweating under the pressure underneath his armor, desperately tried to make sense of the teleporter's malfunction. The energy levels are off the charts. It's like it's pulling in something from another location. Griff, who had been reluctantly assisting, groaned. I knew messing with the teleporter was a bad idea. Can we just go back to shooting each other? Men, ladies, everyone, brace yourselves, Sarge shouted at the top of his lungs. The teleporter, red gemstone, and the book started to glow even brighter than before, creating an intense and blinding spectacle on the rooftop. The air crackled with energy as the convergence of mystical forces reached its peak. The creatures from the book's ominous message fully materialized, their forms becoming more distinct and menacing. Whoosh! The light blinded and engulfed everyone for a moment. The rooftop seemed to tremble with the newfound intensity of the mystical forces at play. As the brilliance subsided, the members of both teams and Team RWBY squinted against the residual glow, their eyes adjusting to the changed atmosphere. They try to pull themselves together while being surrounded in a thick fog that makes it hard for anyone to figure out what happened. Is everyone okay? RWBY panted. Blake got back up. I'm fine, RWBY. This is now the worst day of my life, Weiss said. Yang struggled to pull herself up. Man, that was one hell of a show. The red and blue team managed to regain their composure, they're a bit exhausted after somewhat surviving the catastrophe. And I thought gun wounds was enough to put me to sleep, Griff deadpanned. Are you seriously still thinking about sleeping after we almost fucking died? Simmons exclaimed in anger. It appears, nothing has changed, ya lazy orange bastard, Sarge said, panting like there's no tomorrow. Church, I can't see. I'm blinded. I ran towards the light. Caboose yelled. Open your eyes, dumbass. Church retorted. Oh, now I can see everything again. Caboose said with excitement. Ouch, that was not a good way to feel pain, Tucker commented. Okay, it's official, you guys are a bunch of morons, Tex remarked. As the thick fog slowly dissipated, revealing the altered area, the members of both teams and Team RWBY took stock of their situation. The rooftop, once familiar, now bore with creatures with skull-like appearances that are surrounding the entirety of the canyon. The red and blue team observed the creatures with suspense and confusion, they had never once saw something like this in their lives. Snarl. RWBY, what the hell are those? Church asked. Okay, don't freak out, but we might have accidentally summoned the Grimm. RWBY paused, her voice tinged with apprehension. The members of both teams and Team RWBY exchanged uneasy glances, recognizing the severity of the event. The Grimm, known as monstrous entities from Team RWBY's understanding, made them instantly rise up and prepare to handle them. While the soldiers either scared or confused at their sudden appearance. One of them, who looked like a wolf, approaches them slowly while snarling viciously. "No one make any sudden movement or noises," Weiss whispered. "The Grimm won't hesitate to kill us. Stay on your guard." Blake lowered her voice. The Grimm wolf continued to snarl at them. It brought more of its kind with it, and they slowly start to open their jaws, revealing their fangs and jagged teeth that is sharp enough to kill someone. "That does not look good," Griff commented. "Holy shit, what the fuck do we do?" Simmons yelled, panic evident in his voice. "Hey redhead, don't panic. That's what draws them in towards us. Those Beowulfs are attracted to fear," Yang stated in a quiet tone. "How the fuck does that make me want to not panic? That sounds like the opposite of me not panicking," Simmons exclaimed with fear. Snarl. The Beowulfs continued to advance, their red eyes glinting with predatory intent. The soldiers from the red and blue teams, still recovering from the teleporter incident, found themselves facing a new and otherworldly threat. RWBY, maintaining her composure, addressed the tense group. "Remember what we know about Grimm. They're attracted to negative emotions, especially fear. Stay calm, and we might be able to avoid unnecessary conflict." Church, eyeing the approaching Beowulfs, muttered. "Easy for you to say. We never encountered something like this." "Wait, what do you mean? You never heard of Grimm before?" Weiss asked. "But I thought everyone has heard about Grimm by now," RWBY said. "Well, first time for everything, even if we're on the brink of death," Tucker said sarcastically. "Tucker," Weiss yelled in a hush manner. "What?" Growl. The Beowulfs are now growling at the group. They are ready to pounce at them the moment they make eye contact. "You're not supposed to feel negative emotions. You're empowering them," Blake whispered urgently. "Great, so we're basically sitting ducks until these things decide to attack us. Awesome," Griff sighed. "Everyone, I think it's evident that we've become the prey, and they the hunters to take down the red of men. Except you, Griff, they're gonna eat your innards first," Sarge said. "Of course, you say that when we're about to die," Griff said flatly. Shit, what do we do?" Simmons yelled as his voice began to crack. "Any ideas, Little Red Hood?" Tex said, indicating towards RWBY. RWBY, thinking on her feet, suggested. "We need to keep moving, stay together, and try not to provoke them. Maybe if we find a way out of here, they'll..." "Oh my god. It's a bunch of adorable scary puppies," Caboose exclaimed, somewhat oblivious to the imminent danger. Eveon slowly stared at Caboose with their eyes widened, knowing the dangers he accidentally brought into action. "Can I pet them?" Roar. Asterisk. The Beowulfs, momentarily thrown off by Caboose's unexpected outburst, are now giving into their wildest instincts and roared at them, showing that they're ready to attack their prey. "Aw crap baskets," Tucker grumbled. "Everyone, move, now," Tex yelled. "No need to tell us twice," Simmons screamed, bolting out of the red base, along with Griff, Tucker, Caboose, and Church, as they try to escape from the violence that's about to unfold. Tex, Sarge, and Team RWBY are the only ones present to face off against the Grimm. Tex armed herself with her battle rifle, while Sarge grabs out his signature shotgun. "Well, it looks like it's just me and you, Tex," Sarge said, as he cocked his shotgun. "Are you stupid? I don't need any help, you'll just get in my way," Tex retorted, sizing up the approaching Beowulfs with confidence. Sarge, undeterred by Tex's dismissal, grinned beneath his helmet. "Well, I'm not one to back down from a good fight, Missy. Let's see if we can teach these critters a lesson they won't forget. Today is a good day to die." Team RWBY, standing alongside Tex, exchanged determined glances, realizing they had to face the impending threat head-on. They were about to go in with their respective weapons, but Tex wouldn't let them otherwise. "What do you think you're doing?" Tex asked. "While we're trying to help you," RWBY answered. "I don't need help from a bunch of kids. Be rational about this. Do you even know about Grimm at all?" Weiss questioned. "I don't know and I don't care. Now get out of my way or oh shit." Tex immediately shoot at the Beowulfs that are swiping her left and right. She could only manage to kill one with a couple headshots, but one was able to attack from her side and launch her to the other side and crashed her into a wall. Struggling to get up, She tried to reach for her gun, but one of the Beowulfs was about to swipe her with its claws. Bang bang bang. Take that and this. The Beowulf turns to see Sarge, who is rapidly shooting it with his shotgun. Unfortunately, he was shooting it from far away, meaning it has little to no effect on him whatsoever. The Beowulf, seemingly unfazed by Sarge's shotgun blasts, turned its attention back to Tex, who was still recovering from the impact. Bang bang. One of the other two Beowulfs leapt towards Sarge, but he was prepared. Due to them getting close, he was able to get a clean headshot on the both of them. Looks like you just got. Sarge, help her. Blake yelled. Ah damn it Blake. You messed up my one-liner. Swipe. Oof. Sarge was knocked down onto the ground. The force of the swipe pinned him to the floor, with the jaws of the cruel Beowulf looking down upon him, ready to eat his victim. Sarge had a hard time moving around. He struggled to get away from the Grimm. It was preparing to use its claws to stab Sarge in the chest with it, but in a valiant effort, he quickly grabs a hold of his shotgun and blasts it around onto its head, killing it instantly as its head has a hole on its right side. The Beowulf that was after Tex lunged forward, claws extended, ready to deliver a potentially fatal blow onto her. Damn it, Tex. Get up. Sarge yelled, frustration evident in his voice. However, before the Beowulf could strike, a whirlwind of rose petals filled the air. RWBY, with incredible speed, dashed in, slashing the Grimm with crescent rose. The Beowulf yelped in pain, momentarily distracted by the unexpected attack. It then disintegrated into ashes, as it fell down in defeat. RWBY grabbed Tex by the arm, pulling her to her feet. Come on, we're a team now. Let's work together to get out of this mess. Lil, Red, did you, and correct me if I'm wrong, exploded into roses at the speed of sound. Sarge exclaimed. Tex, a bit disoriented, was surprised by RWBY's speed. How the fuck were you able to do that? We'll explain later, but right now, let's focus on surviving, RWBY replied with determination. Tex, despite her initial resistance, found herself in the midst of a newfound alliance. RWBY's quick thinking and combat prowess were proving to be valuable assets. Sarge, still recovering from the shock of RWBY's rose petal explosion, shook his head beneath his helmet. Well, I'll be damned. Looks like these kids have some tricks up their sleeves, Sarge mused. Being saved by a bunch of brats with superpowers was not on my agenda today. Tex muttered. Slice. Slash. Asterisk. Meanwhile, the remaining members of Team RWBY continued to engage the Beowulfs. Weiss summoned her glyphs, creating icy barriers to hinder the Grimm's movements. She took out her Mertenaster and began stabbing and slashing her enemies in the head with swift and elegant movement. She switched to fire dust, and counterattack a group of 4 Beowulfs by shooting a large flame of fire at them, burning their bodies in the process. She switched again, this time to ice dust, and used it to summon a giant icicle to penetrate 8 Beowulfs all at the same time. Swish. Bang. Asterisk. Blake darted in and out, using her agility to strike at their vulnerable points. She took out her gamble shroud and started flipping in the air, while cutting the heads off of the Beowulfs at a rapid pace with her blade. She transformed it into a pistol, backflip into the air, and shoot through the remaining hordes while the sickle part of her weapon attacked 7 Beowulfs, chopping them into pieces. She landed onto the last one, by switching to its weapon mode, and used the sheath as a katana, and stabbed it directly in the head. Pow. Pow. Bang. Asterisk. Young unleashed her semblance, her fists glowing with fiery strength, as she punched through the Grimm with a fierce determination. She then began to glow red for a few moments, and unleashed it onto one of the bigger Beowulfs. Her shotgun blasts were effective upon each punch she inflicted upon her opponent thanks to her Ember Sheila. She managed to kill the last one, by uppercutting it into the air, launch a barrage of shotgun blasts into its chest, and then swing her right fist into its head. It caused it to crash into a wall, killing it instantly. Sarge, back in the action, aimed his shotgun at the Beowulf attacking Tex. Alright, Missy, let's give him a taste of good old red team firepower. Bang bang. The Beowulf howled in pain as Sarge's shotgun blasts hit their mark, providing Tex with a moment to regroup. She retrieves her battle rifle and began shooting at least 3 Beowulfs coming after her. She also threw several grenades in which each explosion was able to kill off 6 more Beowulfs as well. RWBY, Yang, Weiss, and Blake joined forces to finish off the remaining Beowulfs, using a combination of their skills and teamwork. The air echoed with the clash of crescent rows, the fiery punches of Yang, the precise strikes of Weiss, rapier, and the swift movements of Blake's dual-wielded gamble shroud. Their coordinated efforts proved effective as the Beowulfs were gradually overwhelmed. Blake skillfully dodged attacks, Yang delivered powerful blows, Weiss used her glyphs to enhance their maneuvers, and RWBY displayed her trademark speed, making it difficult for the Grimm to retaliate. Multiple groups of Beowulfs tried to launch themselves and use their claws to overwhelm them, but the effort is wasted as they are stabbed, shot, and beaten by the team. They all howl and yelp in constant pain and agony where one by one they fall, and the last remaining one got stabbed in the back by RWBY's side, causing it to scream one last time before falling down and disintegrated into dust. As the dust settled, Tex looked around, still skeptical but begrudgingly impressed. "Okay, maybe you kids are worth something in a fight." RWBY beamed. "See, teamwork makes the dream work." Sarge, smirking beneath his helmet, added, not bad at all. "You youngsters might survive this after all. We're not done yet, we need to rescue those idiots as well before they get themselves into any more trouble," Weiss said, annoyed by Simmons and the others leaving like cowards. Blake's bow began to twitch. "I can hear some sort of screaming coming off from that direction. Sounds like they could use a hand, let's save them before they're turned into Beowulf dinner," Yang said. Tex nodded. "Let's get out of here. There's probably more where these things came from." The unlikely alliance, consisting of Tex, Sarge, and Team RWBY, made their way off the rooftop, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. Before RWBY goes along with the others, she stopped in place, and saw both the book and the red gemstone on the ground, next to the inactive teleporter. She then picks them both up and ran out of the red base to rescue the idiotic soldiers. The teleporter, red gemstone, and the mysterious book still held secrets, but now they had a common goal: survival in the face of the Grimm. At the blue base, the other red and blue soldiers were trying to escape from the savage of the Beowulfs. They arrive at the front door of the base, Church is desperately knocking on it to allow them to get inside for their safety. Doc, open up. We got some crazy fucking animals trying to kill us," Church screamed. I'm trying, Church, but the base somehow lost its power. I think a blackout must have occurred or something," Doc said from the other side. "What? Dude, how could this have happened? We were nowhere near our base the whole day," Tucker yelled. "Guys, I think the blackout must have happened because of the teleporter situation from earlier. The explosion must have caused a shortage to any nearby electricity or something," Simmons explained. "What? That makes no fucking sense at all. How can a stupid book and jewel cause all of this anyway? That doesn't seem physically possible," Griff exclaimed with worry and fear. "Hey, why is everyone screaming and yelling outside? It's kind of turning me on right now," Kaikina said, from the farther side of the blue base. "Wait, what? Kai?" Griff exclaimed. "Griff. Aw shit," Kaikina muttered. "Kai, what the fuck are you and Doc doing in there?" Griff yelled, demanding an answer. "Oh Griff, nothing strange is going on, if that's what you're asking," Doc said. "It's a normal examination that involves no armor taken off or anything like that." I mean, what I meant to say is, growl. Did one of you guys just growl?" Doc asked. "What? Guys, there's a fluffy bear behind us," Caboose yelled, pointing at the Grimm that is slowly approaching from behind. They all turned around to see a type of Grimm they had never seen before. It's an animal with similar features like the Beowulfs they encountered before, but it resembles a bear instead. It is getting closer to them, roaring at the group. Fuck. What do we do?" Simmons stuttered. "What if we use Griff as bait?" Tucker asked. "He looks fat enough to feed it." "Hey," Griff said. "That won't work, the bear won't go for it. He's too slimy and disgusting for it to chew on," Simmons pointed out. "Appreciate the compliment, Simmons," Griff said sarcastically. "Cool, I'm hanging out with the people I hate the most, and this is where I die." "Terrific," Church complained. "I'm sorry, Smokey. I have been preventing forest fires like you asked," Caboose yelled. "Aw man, Simmons, if I die, I want to let you know that you see me as a valuable partner and friend," Simmons asked. "No, Sarge ordered me to clean the toilet with your toothbrush, Griff replied. You what? The bear Grimm was now a few feet in front of them. It let out a humongous roar, which made them back up to the door, not knowing what to do. Roar. Asterisk. For fuck's sake. Won't someone just save us already? Tucker shouted at the top of his lungs. The Grimm stand up on its 2 feet, and was about to swing its sharp claws right at them, that is until. Slash. A familiar-looking red scythe slashed the giant bear onto its stomach. It then turns out the wielder just so happens to be Ruby Rose herself. She then leapt from behind and landed onto its head. She utilizes her scythe by swinging her weapon to its neck, and with the tip of her scythe, shot out a sniper round, launching herself into the air, while decapitating it at the same time. The bear's body fell to the ground, dissipating into dark smoke. Ruby landed gracefully a few feet away from the astonished soldiers, her red cloak billowing behind her. Are you all okay? That Ursai was getting close to you. Ruby asked. Oh, hey Ruby, thanks for killing Smokey for us, he was a bad rapper, Caboose commented, in which everyone ignored. Ah, you're welcome, Caboose. Ruby said, not knowing a lick of sense of what he meant. There was a long pause between the group. The red and blue soldiers were having trouble processing what had happened. They saw Ruby Rose, killing a giant bear like it was nothing. One of them broke the silence. Dude, that was fucking awesome. Griff shouted. Oh, heh. I am pretty good with my crescent rose. Made her myself. Ruby said ecstatically, while scratching the back of her head. What? Are you fucking kidding me? Church yelled. We just saw a teenager with a side gun for a weapon, and all you can say is that it was awesome. But it was awesome. Griff replied. Hell, yeah it was. He was like Grr. Then you were like Swish. Then he was like Yog. Then you were all like Slice. And then I was all like yeah. Tucker yelled, excited for Ruby killing the Grimm. I'm now scared of girls more than ever. Simmons screamed. Enough. Church shouted, startling Ruby a little. Doc. Is the door working yet? We need to get inside now. Inside the base, Doc quickly fiddled with the controls and managed to restore power to the door. Okay Church, I've managed to handle the backup generator. The door should open now. The door then opened for everyone to get inside. Simmons, Griff, Tucker, and Caboose quickly went through the door, and got into the blue base safely. All except for Church and Ruby, who were still outside. Church stared at Ruby intensely as he crossed his arms, a mixture of suspicion and disbelief. Ya mind telling me what's going on? Church asked. Ruby shifted uncomfortably under Church's scrutinizing gaze. I know things have been getting out of hand lately, but I'm still in the dark just like you. I don't know why that happened at all, or why the Grimm are here. All I know is we need to work together to get rid of them. But that's the thing Ruby, we have no clue what happened. Church stated. It was such a clusterfuck. The teleporter went mayhem, the book glowed and floated into the air, and now we're dealing with freakish nightmare demons who likes negative emotions. How can you fight like that anyway? Look, I promise to explain everything once everyone is safe from the Grimm. I won't hide any more secrets from you. Ruby said. I hope so, because after everything that happened today, the last thing I need is more weirdness going on right in front of my face. Church remarked. Unknowingly from the two, another Grimm is approaching them silently. It looks similar to the Beowulf's, except it's bigger and has even more bones sticking out of its arms and legs. It seems to be drawn to the negative emotions in the air, stalking closer to Church and Ruby as they continued their conversation. Ruby, sensing the Grimm's presence, subtly shifted her stance, ready to react. Church, still engrossed in the discussion, remained unaware of the approaching threat. Ruby, what are you? Roar. Asterisk. Oh, fuck me. Church shouted. It's an alpha. Get down. Ruby yelled. She shoved Church out of the way. The alpha Beowulf is now charging straight at the duo. It's dashing in for a quick kill. Ruby was about to reach for her weapon to take it down. As soon as it was getting close to her face, something unexpected happened. Swoosh. A blue blur darted past Ruby and Church. It turns into a ball, and it collided with the alpha Beowulf midair. The impact sent the Grimm tumbling backward, giving Ruby and Church a moment to catch their breath. As the dust settled, the blue blur revealed itself to be none other than a blue hedgehog standing on 2 legs. It's wearing white gloves, has emerald green eyes, red sneakers with golden buckles, and distinctively blue fur. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's the rush, big fella? The blue talking hedgehog said, grinning confidently at the alpha Beowulf as he twirled his index finger in the air. As the alpha Beowulf lunged at them once again, the hedgehog dashed forward at an incredible speed. He moved with such agility that he seemed to blur, leaving afterimages in his wake. In a flash, Sonic delivered a series of rapid punches and kicks, creating a whirlwind of motion that disoriented the Grimm. RWBY and Church watched in awe as the hedgehog effortlessly evaded the alpha Beowulf's attacks. In a final, powerful spin, the hedgehog sent the Grimm flying into the distance by homing attack its skull. The alpha Beowulf dissipated into dark smoke, leaving behind two stunned faces from them. The blue hedgehog landed back next to RWBY and Church, adjusting his gloves casually. "And that's how you take care of the big bad wolf," it said confidently. "Hey there, are you two alright? I heard that something strange was going on in the neighborhood, well more like a ghost town if I'm gonna be honest." RWBY and Church exchanged puzzled glances, still processing the unexpected arrival of the blue hedgehog. RWBY, recovering first, nodded in gratitude. "Yes, we're okay, I gotta say, that was spectacular. How did you manage to go so fast? Who are you? What are you? Are you some sort of faunus? How can you move that quickly? Are you faster than me? Do you think I can go as fast as you?" RWBY asked energetically. She has never seen someone like him and was excited at what she had just witnessed. The blue hedgehog backed away a bit with his hands in the air. "Whoa, take it easy. Try to take a couple of deep breaths, yeah." RWBY sighs for a moment, calming herself down after the intense action. "Sorry, it's just I'm used to being the fastest one around, and seeing someone else do it is mind-blowing, to say the least. I'm Ruby Rose, by the way, and this is Church," she said, gesturing to the skeptical figure beside her. Sonic chuckled, scratching his head. "Nice to meet you, RWBY and Church. I'm Sonic, Sonic the Hedgehog, the fastest thing alive. By the way, how is he doing? Is he okay? He's been staring at me for a long time now." Church was still trying to process everything that had happened recently. The teleporter malfunctioned, a magical book, a bunch of monsters tried to kill him and the rest of his team, and now he's seeing a talking blue animal with gloves and sneakers. Today has been the strangest indeed. Church, is everything alright?" RWBY asked. Church didn't say anything for a few seconds, after trying to get a hold of everything he saw with his own eyes. He then spoke out of nowhere. "What the foo?" And this is the end of part 2 of this What If. Hope you guys like to know if you're leaving comment down below and subscribe to the channel.